While the hero was called, he with a broken nose did not understand what was happening around. While he came to their senses, those around him began to offer their services. In his last memories, he was at the outskirts of a cliff radiating blue light. Remembering this moment, he wondered how he found himself here. Suddenly, one of the girls offered to play with her for the first time. After a long thought, the hero still realized that he was reborn in the body of this man. Suddenly, a voice was heard outside the door that ordered the door to open, and otherwise they will break into themselves. Suddenly, a girl with two assistants from behind entered the room. From the entrance, she ordered everyone to stay in their places. It turns out she was familiar with the owner of this body, and asked the reason why he is here. The hero was confused because he had not yet mastered in this body and did not understand anything in what was happening. Already in the police station, the girl asked the hero who had a son-in-law. She wanted to know the reason why he visited the place. While the hero was sitting with his hands in shredded hands, the girl began to ask the hero how many times he was here. After the hero replied that this was the first time, she moved to the next question. She asked the reason why he was in the same room with 3 women, to which she heard the answer that he did nothing. The girl began to doubt it. After all, how could you not use them in the middle of the night in one of the famous nightclubs? The girl said that he did not have to make excuses, and she would keep his secret in return to the answer of her question. Finally, throwing him the keys to the handcuffs, approaching, she asked whether they made love with her sister Ning Sai for 3 years of marriage. I opened the castle from handcuffs, the hero gave his answer. He said that this was never in his life. The girl was surprised and at the same time very inspired by his answer. Without believing her ears, she asked for deciding to fully make sure. Without changing his decision, the hero repeated his answer. Having said that the hero cannot forget something, the girl recommended the hero to go home, and she still has to restore order. The hero did not understand what she had imagined under these words. Returning home, the hero realized that this body is the name of Lindsay Qian. The guy also realized that the most beautiful girl in this city is his wife. But unfortunately, the owner of the body was a useless guy. The owner of the body was often intimidated, and therefore, over 3 years of marriage, he never touched his wife. He was so depressed that he decided to come to the club. As soon as one of the handsome men took off his coat, his heart began to beat more often. After that, the hero decided that he would act. He is now with his beautiful wife. Suddenly, his wife went into the bath, which made him fall into a stupor. At first, she asked the reason for his late visit, and asked where he was. The hero was worried, and replied that he went out to breathe air. After his words, the girl began to quickly approach him. From such a distance, the hero was extremely embarrassed. He admired the forms of a girl who was so well visible to him. His thoughts were interrupted by a closely looking wife. She asked whether he met with other girls. Quickly recoiling, the guy was surprised that she found out about it. The girl also clarified whether he met with Nin Xiang. She added that she feels several types of perfumes on his body, one of which made luxurious spirits made in France. She also supplemented her reasoning by the fact that, in the whole city, only Nin Xian has such perfumes. So far, the hero did not understand why she decided to pay attention to him today. The girl said that she was also feeling the smell of cheap spirits. The girl explained that at least they are her husband and wife. She will not limit his freedom. She reminded him that in a week they had an important meeting with the family of Chenbia, in which he needs to do what she would tell him. She threatened him to ask the next time to find not-so-cheap ones, because he is a son-in-law of SIA families. Before her departure, the girl did not forget to call them dirty. After the girl left, slammed the door behind her, the hero realized that everything would not be as easy as he thought. The guy sat down in bed and began to think about the fact that it doesn't matter which world and which body is the most important power. The hero realized, due to the fact that his soul is still in him, with this speed he can reach the level of the Kingdom of Mercy. The next day, the hero began his training. With his palm, he collected all drops of water from the grass that surrounded him, after which the hero applied the attack with water. At that moment, grandfather ran past the guy with his granddaughter. As he immediately stopped, as soon as he noticed a guy's training, the girl asked her grandfather the reason for his delight. Grandfather pointed to the guy, making it clear that he stopped because of him. Looking at the guy, the girl asked about the guy's blow. Praising him for the impeccability of the blow, his grandfather and their granddaughter began to approach the hero. The hero looked sharply in their direction. He specified everything fine. The girl began to resent him of accusing him of that he did not respect the elders. The hero calmly asked them to leave if they intend to show their superiority over him. His words were very infuriated by the girl, and she began to lose her temper. The girl stood up in the conversation and asked for forgiveness for his granddaughter. He explained that she was straightforward and speaks rather spontaneously. With a calm face, the hero said that now there are a lot of girls with brains like a shrimp and with big breasts. Therefore, he does not intend to spend his time talking with such. From the words of the hero, the girl was very embarrassed and indignant. She realized that he was talking about her. Only the girl wanted to show him about his words, but he began to leave, saying that he had nothing more to talk about. The hero's words were very angry with the girl. She attacked him with insults. The guy in one motion repelled the blow and abruptly attacked in response. Realizing the power of his attack, his grandfather asked his granddaughter Yuyui to be careful. After what she heard, the girl miraculously evaded the sheet that flew in her direction. Yuyu did not understand how the guy could slip away from her attack from behind. Yuyu asked her grandfather knows if he was who this guy. The girl explained that the power of the hero is great, and if he had not blocked this blow to Juju, it could not happen corrective. But Yuyu was adamant in his decision and stated that he was a fraudster who managed to slip away from her. Otherwise, she would have taught him. Grandfather began to explain to her that there is someone more than her and weaker. Then he asked to look at the weapon that he hid. The girl was dumbfounded and could not believe her eyes. Grandfather explained that their internal energy from his tributary, he blew on this sheet with all his strength like a knife. Grandfather was amazed at the abnormal power of the hero. At the same time, the hero already calmly took a shower at his home. While singing music, he came out of the shower. He did not notice the figure that was with him in the room. This was Nin Xiang. From the collision with which they both fell to the floor, the hero asked the reason why she is here. Covering her eyes, Nin Xiang, in turn, asked the lack of clothes on him. To which the hero made it clear that this is his bedroom, and therefore he has every right to stand here. Nin Xiang immediately burst into a tirade that it was her house and she decides where to go. She asked to continue to be accurately walking in the only boxers in the morning. The hero showed her his body, and he decides what to wear and where to walk. Nin Xiang angered his words. She had already prepared to report him. Only she wanted him to report him. She immediately distracted the sound from the phone that rang. While the hero was waiting for the end of the conversation, she explained by calling what she was saying that she was saying. As soon as the conversation ended, Nin Xiang stated that he needed to go with her. The hero tried to explain that this is not a very good idea. After all, they are still Shuren and daughter-in-law. To which Nin Xiang ordered to shut up and change clothes. Nin Xiang explained her act that she should be immediately at the crime scene. But she has no right. Therefore, he must be lucky. The hero wanted to dismiss the fact that he has no car. Nin Xiang immediately threw the keys to her brother's car. The hero was worried because her brother finds out about this not to say goodbye. Therefore, he shared his experiences with Nin Xiang. Nin Xiang immediately reassured him, explaining that she would be responsible for the consequences. Sitting in the car, the hero did not understand how to manage them. After the guy pressed the gas, he realized how easy it was actually. They raced at a very high speed, from which Nin Xiang was difficult to stay on the seat. As a result, Nin Xiang asked to reduce speed, because they rode very quickly. The guy braked sharply, from which the girl leaned back. Nin Xiang began to be indignant, but the guy explained his act that they were surrounded. It was Zhang Tian's with his people. While Zhang's people approached their car, Nin Xiang explained that he was based on the influence of his family, and therefore he is very arrogant. She stated that he broke the leg of the man who crossed the road a couple of days ago, and in this regard he must be arrested. Only there was a girl to tell him that she did not have a gun and they need to come up with something. But then she noticed that the hero was no longer in her place. The hero got out of the car, threatened Zhang with an arrest, from which Nin Xiang was very surprised. Looking at this situation, she did not understand what she should do now. She immediately began to stand up for him, hanging with her an idiot. As soon as she approached him, he quietly explained that they were surrounded, to which Xiang made it clear that she was in the know. She understood with her that now when he was involved in this, it would not be possible to scout. Having pulled out her certificate, Xiang explained that she was an officer of the police. Then she stated that Zhang should go to the police station with her. Zhang was outraged by what he heard and obviously was not going to go anywhere. He playfully explained that Nyang needs to have fun with him at night if she wants to catch him. From indignation, the girl asked what he meant. Zhang suggested her Paris once she wants to catch him. Xiang could not understand what he wanted from her. Zhang explained that there is a racing arena nearby, who was the first to go down and won. Zhang also promised to go with her if she could win him. He also voiced his conditions if he wins. The conditions consisted in the fact that Xiang should have a company for only one night. The girl was very angry from his words. She wanted to immediately throw her anger at him. The hero intervened, stated that they agree to the race. She immediately hit him because he spoke on her behalf. Only after that, Zhang drew attention to him. Approaching his car, Zhang asked the hero to accelerate. Holding on her head, Xiang did not understand how she was involved in this. Both guys humbly waited for the start, sitting in their cars. The girl reported the hero for the fact that he acted thoughtlessly. She regretted that she invited him here. The hero told her to calm down because he was confident in his victory. Watching his concentrated look, Xiang did not understand where her delicate son-in-law gone. She saw him like that for the first time. As a result, his thoughts about how he should win, they made it clear to the girl that he is all the same. One of the people of Zhang waved the beginning for the race. Suddenly, Zhang's car rushed forward at high speed, leaving behind the hero's car. The hero's car was still standing. It turns out he forgot to start the car. After the establishment, the hero of the heroes rushed behind Zhang at a frailest speed. Observing through the rear mirror, Zhang was very pleased with himself. Even their shadows were not visible. Suddenly, the hero's car began to be seen. She was catching up with Zhang's car. After Zhang noticed this, he, although not even, but still impressed. The hero's car raced at frantic speed. She had already caught up with Zhang's car and a little more and would leave him behind. Zhang was frightened at such a speed and urgently asked the hero to slow down. The hero, in turn, was very pleased with himself and did not intend to stop. They moved at a very high speed, but all this was a blogging by the divine awareness of the hero. Zhang was very unhappy that they had on his tail. He could not tear himself away from them. He decided to play honestly and took a bottle from the car. Then he threw him off the window towards the heroes. The hero reflected the blow and the bottle flew to the rear wheels of the car. Zhang's act was prompted by the feedback from the hero. He was outraged that Zhang decided to bother. Suddenly, the hero began to get something embarrassed by this sedentary scion. He took out a gun, justifying his actions with him that Zhang himself first began, after which the hero began to aim at preparing for a shot. The shot hit one of the front wheels of the car. Then the tire was lowered at the same moment. The hero's act allowed them to escape ahead, leaving Zhang behind. Zhang could not go further. Turning around, the hero also stopped. Leaving the car, the hero headed towards Zhang with a pleased face. The hero's words about the fact that whether Zhang wants to continue the arrival, they touched him a lot. Getting handcuffs, Cyan said Jana will go to the station. In the direction of the heroes, the cars inside which were the people of Zhang began to approach. Stopping next to the heroes, they began to quickly get out of their cars. They began to surround the heroes from all sides, leaving no way to retreat. One of the formidable bandits clenched his fists, preparing for the upcoming attack. Then he stated that Zhang would not go anywhere. Xiang immediately sensed something was amiss to pull away. Suddenly, and her nape rested a weapon. This was very embarrassed by Xiang from surprise. The guy reached for a gun that was attached to the feet of the Xiang. Immediately the hero intervened, grabbing the guy's hands. The hero threatened the guy that it would be better not to play with such dangerous things. The guy with all the anger looked at the hero, asked if he was looking for death. The hero quickly knocked the guy from which the gun flew into his hand. Without losing a minute, the guy quickly picked up his gun. Already holding his pistol in his hands, he directed him right in them. The guy was confused from the situation. He did not even have time to react from the speed of the hero's actions. Before he could come to his senses, immediately Xiang attacked him with a blow. Explaining that he should have known his place, she dumped him from his feet in one fell swoop. After the girl put on his hands handcuffs, looking at the hero, she ordered him to help. After that, Xiang the same took the combat rack and prepared for the upcoming battle. Looking towards the hero, she was dumbfounded from what she saw and stood in a stupor. Sitting in a heap of defeated bandits, he stated that he had already helped her. The girl did not know what to say. She did not know how he managed to do it alone. Police vehicles have already arrived at the place of the coming. Xiang tiredly watched how Zhang and his people were taken away one after another. Then she decided to approach the hero, who watched what was happening. Looking at the hero from afar, the girl noticed that he did not seem as beautiful to her before. The girl did not know what was the reason. Shook her head, the girl decided to rid her head from such thoughts. After all the same, the hero was Shuren. While the girl covered her eyes with her hands, through her fingers she noticed how the hero watched her. She asked embarrassedly what he was looking at. The hero replied that she looked sweet when she was embarrassed. His words made her be even more embarrassed and immersed in herself. With a smile on his face, the hero asked why she was embarrassed. She whimsically turned to the side, leaving the answer. Leaving the hero to watch, the girl began to go towards the sunset. Seeing that he was following her, she embarrassedly asked the reason for his actions. Her embarrassment forced the corners of his lips to rise with joy. He explained his actions' anxiety about her. After all, it is now darker now, and it is dangerous to return alone for a girl. His words made her involuntarily smile from embarrassment and joy. Noticing this, she clicked, quickly, turned away from him, not finding words for excuses. After that, the heroes continued their path in which Xiang went, and the hero silently followed her. Through the late night, they still managed to return home. Looking at the phone, the hero realized that the time was already 2 in the morning. After he raised his head from the phone, his attention attracted something. It was his wife, who calmly waited for him near the doors. The hero, trying to soften the situation, suggested going to the bedroom together, explaining this by the fact that he was tired in a day and he would like to relax. After the words said, the girl looked furiously towards the hero. Then she began to leave for the last, throwing that, since she hoped that he can handle it. The hero was puzzled by her words and wondered what she had in mind. As soon as they went into the house, from the threshold the girl's father announced that they were divorced. Only the hero wanted to clarify with him by calling his father. The man was very angry and ordered not to call him his father. Having decided to mitigate the situation of the hero, the wife of the hero announced to his father that he was late because he had business, to which the girl's father got angry with her not to justify him. He was determined to throw the hero of their house. The girl explained that she knew her husband better than him, and therefore asked not to make hasty decisions. Getting up, the girl's father began to report the hero, calling him a weakness who is in their house only thanks to his daughter. The hero at first silently listened to his father's tirade, without saying one word in response. Then, with a serious gaze, he looked towards his wife's father. The hero was already barely holding himself in his hands. He did it only for his wife. The girl carefully explained to her father that it was her own choice. She also urged not to believe everything that people say. While the girl escorted her father, explaining that it was too late, the father still did not stop accusing only the hero of the fact that he only knows how to hide behind a woman. The girl's father was forced to leave the room without stopping angry with the guy. The girl decided to cheer the hero, explaining the behavior of her father by the fact that he is always like that. She also asked not to take his words to heart. The hero assured her that everything was fine and offered to go to bed. While he was lying on his bed, his thoughts were busy with many things. As a result, he decided that he needed to live with extraordinary force since he was reborn. He realized that it is not important in which world, but he should have at least some kind of power. Having got out of bed, he decided to go in search of a place for further training. Then he immediately jumped out of the window to achieve his goals. While he fell, his attention was attracted by a Saiyan, who was lying on his bed. The girl slept peacefully in her room after a hard day. Before sending in search, the hero decided that in this world he needed to protect someone. Having decided this, the hero hit the road for further training. After the morning, the hero went into the room wishing his good morning. With the threshold, his wife immediately asked him where he was. The hero explained his absence by the fact that he went out to run and practice. The girl ordered to sit down for breakfast instead of standing just like that. The guy, in joy, quickly sat down at the table, starting to breakfast. Holding a piece of bread in his mouth, the hero embarrassedly watched his wife. While the hero was watching her, noticed her beauty, the girl also noticed her eyes on herself. Indignantly, she asked if he was listening to her. The hero was so involved in his thoughts that he could not even answer. She asked him not to be lazy and find a job so that her father could no longer call him unemployed. The guy, without hearing, asked her about her words. She, in turn, asked to forget about it if he does not want to. The guy was at a loss and specified because he used to work. The girl explained that her father does not want to see him in the company. Therefore, he did not work anywhere. The hero understood that the cultivation would also need money, so he intended to find a job faster, what the girl informed about. The girl was slightly surprised that he agreed to find a job. Having got out to the city, the hero noticed that the weather was very hot today. While he continued his path, his attention attracted some place. It was a huge building. The hero decided that the owner of this building should be very rich once managed to build such a huge building. On his hands, there was a piece of a bodyguard vacancy for this building. Realizing that he was on the right track, he went inside the room. His gaze immediately fell on many beautiful employees who surrounded him from all sides. To joy, he even thought that he was in paradise from their large amounts. Suddenly, the guy called him. Asking not to interview the bodyguard he came, the hero asked who called him, and therefore asked the guy his name. This is Panju. He stated that he came to become a bodyguard and noticed how they were recruited the same. Suddenly, some voice told him to shut up. Meanwhile, an assistant to the boss of this company appeared with the employee. Immediately, the applicants for the bodyguard began to praise her beauty, to which the standing guy explained to who she was and asked to choose the words. Having greeted everyone, Su Yijin introduced herself as an assistant to Mr. Lin. She explained that he and Mr. Zhao Bujian will interview, after which one of them will be chosen as a bodyguard, Mr. Linya. The guy of their crowd asked if one of them will be a bodyguard, Mr. Lin Xiao, and after he shows himself the best, the hero was dissatisfied with these circumstances, as it seemed boring. The hero decided to ask Panju why people around them are so excited. Panju was surprised by the ignorance of the hero, and surprised by asking. He clarified whether he also knew the most beautiful woman of this city of Xianing. Of course the hero knew because she was his wife. But the hero still decided to keep silent about it. The assistant Su Yijin announced the imminent beginning of the interview and asked everyone to be ready. The employee Zhao ordered them to follow him and explained that he would take an interview. He was embittered by the act of Lin Xiao and did not understand, therefore she decided to hire a bodyguard so suddenly. He was unhappy that his defense was not enough for her. Suddenly, she burst into the girl, stated that the Iron Python is here again. The guys who came to the meeting guessed about something, but the hero was at a loss. The assistant Yijin asked the girl not to worry and calmly described the situation. The girl explained that the Iron Python went through the front doors. She also reported that 2 guards were seriously injured and asked to strengthen the defense. Zhao's employee was dissatisfied with their arrival. It turns out they already paid the Iron Python so that they no longer bother them. Immediately, a black python Zhao Qing burst with his people. She brightly greeted the assistant Su Yijin, expressing her joy to a new meeting. She, in a serious tone, declared her desire not to see him. Grabbing the assistant Su by the hands, Zhao Qing sarcastically talked about how much he missed. In an attempt to break out, the assistant Su called him a pervert, to which the black python offered them a deal. He asked the assistant to spend the night with him, and in return, he promised not to take a fee for protection from them this month. Tearing out of his grip, she burst out that this would not happen. Her words have broken through Black Python. He decided that he would now make it do bad. He ordered to pay now, or no one will leave this room. The assistant was confused and asked not to do so, hiding in the corner of Panju with him. Everything repeated that he had nothing to do with it. At the same time, the hero yawned carelessly and loudly, showing his indifference to this situation. Then he sharply asked if he would be hired after he dealt with them. The hero was seriously configured. Panju wanted to stop him and asked what he was doing. The assistant Su also asked what he intended to do. The interlocutors discussed his actions among themselves, emphasizing the whole danger of the situation. The hero went to Zhao, conductingly hailing. He asked to give him a moment. The poisoned Zhao hit the hero, but he easily turned away from the blow. In addition, he calmly began to get a pack of cigarettes. While the hero offered a cigarette Zhao, he was puzzled by his act and did not understand what was wrong with him. With the same calm face, the hero began to explain Zhao that he came here for an interview. The hero clarified that Zhao's chance gives him to forget about the protection and the board. Of course, Zhao did not like his words, and he was even more. Grabbing him by the scruff of Zhao began to threaten that the hero does not understand who he was dealing with. He menacingly clarified whether the hero would challenge the Black Python. Slowly smoking his cigarettes, the hero ordered to calmly think his actions. He also did not forget to remind you that he can call the police. Zhao did not retreat. He clarified that he was not afraid of the police at all, and also forced me to try to do it. Instead of any words, the hero simply threw his cigarette right in the forehead to Zhao. It was unexpected for him, and at the moment he got into a stupor. Slightly deviating, he began to viciously threaten the hero, insulting him with different words. The people of Black Python on both sides began to go towards the hero. Having noticed this in the head in his head, an action plan was immediately matured. He quickly evaded, which made Python involuntarily hit each other. From the ironicity of what is happening, the hero specified whether they had ever fought before. After all the actions, finally, Zhou himself decided to act and began to quickly move towards the hero. His actions immediately caught the hero in the eye and sharply looked towards Zhou. As soon as Zhou headed for the hero with his fist, he reflected the blow immediately by setting his own. The clash was strong, but the hero's fist remained motionless and not touched. What cannot be said about the fist of Zhou? Zhu immediately felt a sharp pain from the collision. His hand was blushing immediately. In a serious tone, the hero told them to immediately apologize to everyone. Zhou did not like this idea, but from the straw before the hero, he had no other choice. They immediately leaned, apologized to the assistant Su. They also promised that this would not be repeated anymore. The employees immediately objected to admirations towards the hero. They were glad that he managed to defeat them. The inspired assistant Su immediately asked the name of the hero. The hero said with all the dignity that his name is Lindsay Xian. Lastly, he said loudly that he came for an interview. Aside, the employee Zhang was watching what was happening. He bit his lips with displeasure because the hero got all his attention, and not him. To everyone, the assistant Su loudly stated that from that moment the hero was hired. Then she kindly asked everyone else to leave. The guys who came to an interview were outraged by this outcome of events. They began to ask the reason for this because they had not even passed the test. The assistant Su made it clear that during the employees of the company threatened, they did not dare to become in their direction. Since they choose the president's personal bodyguards, they must have even a drop of courage. Panju also praised the hero for his misconduct, although he himself also came to an interview. After that, the hero asked the assistant Su if she could arrange and Panju somewhere, emphasizing that he is also good in his actions by the hero. Then the assistant Su told him to follow him to go to the president. The hero and assistant Su headed towards the office of the director. In the soul, the hero was inspired and very glad that he went to work here. Having come to the appointed place, the girl stopped. Turning around, she told the hero to wait. Shaking, she heard a voice that allowed them to enter. After the hero and assistant went, the director who awaited them met in front of them. Seeing the heroes, she asked about whether the interview ended. The assistant Su told how the iron python burst to them again. She continued her story and that the hero drove off their interview. In surprise, getting up, Director Lin asked his name. The hero, of course, named his name, showing his seriousness with all his appearance. Director Lin, of course, was interested in who he worked before, once was able to cope with the gang of Iron Python. Of course, she asked him about it. With his mouth open, he said loudly that he used to be unemployed. The director now did not understand how he then managed to cope with the gang. Then she asked what was special about him. Suddenly, the hero, instead of answering the question, he noticed something. After which he began to look for it near the director's table while she asked what he was doing. Director Lin was bewildered by his act. With excitement, she asked again about his actions. Having taken out micro-teaching, the hero explained that Miss Lin has long been listened to with him. Miss Lin, not believing her ears, immediately asked in surprise. The hero strongly asked Miss Lin to calm down. Then he ordered to think who could put a bug in her office. The hero's words made Miss Lin think about it, and she began to sort through someone could be. The hero added that it could be anyone, including close people she trusts. After the words said by the hero, she ordered him to find the one who put the bug into her room, after which the guy asked if she agreed. He was her bodyguard. Miss Lin spoke about the working conditions by saying that the trial period is 3 months. If he works well, he can get a long-term transaction. Suddenly, Miss Lin knocked on the door of the office, after which she ordered to enter. It was Gao Xian, who came from the threshold with flowers, noting that they had not seen each other for a long time. Miss Lin indignantly asked what he was doing here. Having stated that he came here in order to see her, he handed her the flowers that he brought. She told him to immediately leave her room. Goa Xian ordered not to be angry and explained that he had come to hold a business conversation. He stated that he brought his bodyguards with him when he heard that they were looking for a bodyguard, noting that they are all first-class bodyguards. After that, his words forced Miss Lin to laugh. After their words, the hero interrupted them, intervening in the conversation. After that, Gao Xian asked the hero who he was. The hero said that he is a bodyguard Miss Lin. Gao Xian could not believe his ears. He was clearly outraged by this outcome. Putting his hand on the girl's shoulders, Gao Xian self-confidently stated that Miss Lin was not enough experience in this. Therefore, he will personally help her in this. Having dismissed Miss Lin, she ordered not to interfere in her business. The hero again intervened, invited him to leave, specifying whether Gao Xian wants to be escorted. After these words, Gao Xian barely earned his composure and a smile on his face. Having erupted in that his bodyguard's better than him, Gao Xian ordered one of them to act. The bodyguard Lao, of course, accepted the order and intended to fulfill it. Approaching the hero, he abruptly grabbed him by the scruff of the scruff. Miss Lin asked them to leave because it was her office. Gao Xin dismissed that he is concerned about the heroes of the hero. He stated that he will help to see his abilities. His words made the girl think. After all, she really did not know what forces the hero possessed. She decided that she should see it with her own eyes. After Miss Lin silently retreated, Gao Xin ordered Lao Mao to do this. Crushing with bones, he began to go towards the hero, preparing for the upcoming battle. Standing in front of the hero, Lao Mao began to say that he should teach him. But Lao also offered the second option. The hero had to kneel and apologize. Tiredly, the hero asked if he wanted to fight. Then he stated that he has an offer, because here they could harm Miss Lin. Drops of sweat flowed down the face of Miss Lin. She was very worried. After all, she thought that the hero was scared. But at the same time, Gao Xin was the same opinion. He grinned by accepting the hero's proposal for fear. The hero voiced his proposal. It consisted in the fact that they would hit each other. Out of Lao Mao's laughter, he said that the hero was looking for death. He dared to offer such a thing. The rest of the bodyguards, whispering among themselves, discussing that gross power is the best ability of Lao Mao, the second bodyguard confirming the words of the first, noticed that Lao Mao reached the fourth stage of Lian Tai. Therefore, an ordinary person will receive serious injuries. Self-dominant began to move towards the hero, preparing for a strong impact. The assistant from fear from the upcoming, scared, closed her eyes, and Gao Xin smugly watched the situation. He expected that his man would now plunge the hero. A scope and a strong blow by Lao Mao stopped something. Gao Xin and Miss Lin were shocked by what they saw and could not understand how it happened. It turns out the hero stopped the strong Udao Lao Mao, only with 2 fingers. After that, having prepared, the hero said that now his turn to strike. He sarcastically asked Li Lao Mao to reflect him. Lao Mao closed his eyes with fright because he knew what awaited him. Having directed the fist towards Lao Mao, the hero for some reason stopped a few centimeters from his face. Lao Mao did not understand why this action was. Suddenly, the hero sharply smeared Lao Mao over the face, breaking his several teeth at the same time. From such a powerful blow, Lao Mao immediately flew to the side, unable to stay on his feet. The hero was embarrassed by the fact that possessing the Lan Ti of the 4th stage, he was capable of only it. Gao Xin could not choose words in surprise after what he saw. The hero shyly apologized to Miss Lin for broken property. The hero sarcastically expressed Gao Blue that, although his bodyguards are young and tall, they are not so strong. After what he heard, Gao Xin immediately commanded his people to attack him all at once. Immediately, all bodyguards headed towards the hero, in an attempt to defeat him. He immediately threw one of them over his shoulder. Without any thoughts and efforts, the bodyguard flew to the side along with this and dumping Gao Xinya. Sitting next to Gao Blue, the hero confidently asked if he could now become a bodyguard Miss Lin. After what he heard, Gao Xin sent the hero, angry even stronger. Of course, the hero did not like his answer, and he hit him in a grand scale, forbidden to put it on the way. Holding on to the place of the blow, Gao Xin erupted, showing his place. He asked the hero knows whether he is he. The hero hit him for the second time, asking if the special criterion was needed to carry out a blow, while Lin, along with the assistant, watched what was happening. The hero beat him, asking him to correspond to these criteria. The hero stopped after the next blow. Gao Xin finally gave a positive answer, after which the hero, letting him go, ordered him to fail. The news of the broken Gao Xin before leaving stated that the hero still pay for his actions. After Gao was finished with Gao, the hero asked Miss Lin whether she liked his performance. The girl was amazed and immediately offered to conclude a contract. She also gave him 20,000 yuan advance. The hero said that he would not recount from confidence in Miss Lin. Miss Lin explained that starting from today, he should now protect her. She also asked his place of residence. Without uniform thought, the guy said that he lives in the Zihuhua area. The girl was dumbfounded by his words. After all, this area was considered one of their most luxurious areas, and such as he could not live there. Realizing his mistake, the hero explained that this was his friend's house whom he was looking after. After that, Miss Lin heard the reason. She calmed down. Miss Lin emphasized that he lives in a beautiful place. But now, since he is her bodyguard, he must move to her. The hero was very puzzled and embarrassed by this proposal. In an attempt to clarify, he asked her. After this question, the girl, surprised, asked if he did not want it. The hero was puzzled, because of course he wanted, but he could not do this since he had a wife. The guy explained this by the fact that he only does not want to use the benefits of others. Then he promised that he would not abandon her and would protect her. Miss Lin was very embarrassed by his words, from which paints immediately painted on her cheeks. The girl was taken aback by quickly warned him so that he would not think anything strange. She explained this by the fact that she wants the hero to be an acceptable bodyguard. And to the guy's words about what makes her trust him so much, she answered that she trusts her eyes. Suddenly, the hero said that he would do his work as a bodyguard, even if he would be inconvenient to stay with her. He also added that he would not allow anyone to harm her until he is her bodyguard. Miss Lin believed the hero's words. He happily thanked him. The hero joyfully stated that he would take an advance, assuring that it would stimulate it. Throwing the guy from the car, the girl asked him to go first. Having explained that she had a meeting, she asked him to go first, adding that she will call him as soon as she needs her. Thanking her, the hero rushed off by car to his home. Returning home, he began to turn the keys to the car received. The wife, of course, asked the hero where he took them. The guy said that he borrowed them from a colleague, to which the wife asked that he got a job. The guy, puzzled, asked his wife what was wrong. After all, she herself wanted him to get a job. Leaving the room, the wife stated that she still did not make the hero there. The guy then watched her dumbfounded how she was leaving. After all, he did not have the slightest concept of what was on his mind. Sitting in his room, the guy tried to open his self-improvement. After all, he has already achieved slight success. Sticking his palm forward, he activated something from the past life. It was a bag that he used in his past life. The hero was very glad that things from his past life are still preserved there. Suddenly, after the bag, 2 notebooks fell, after which the bag successfully evaporated. The guy, in misunderstanding, looked at them, wondering what it could be. Having taken them in his hands, the hero realized that it was a medical book that he received in his last life. In the past life, the hero received this book. He immediately threw it into the bag of Qiankun. After the guy looked at the contents of the book again, he realized that all the recorded medicines belonged to this world. 2 hours later, the father of the hero's wife came to the house. On the threshold stood a brand new car that he had not seen before. The old man asked the owner of this car, and not Nin, asked Li bought a new car. The Zhao Yilong, standing on the threshold, confirming his words, noticed that such a car was not easy to get. The old man was pleased with this, but then showed her sadness from the fact that she chose such a loser in her husband. A postcard in the hero's room. His wife, Ning Saya, informed him that her father came, after which the girl asked him to go out soon. Leering, pulling up, the hero replied that he understood, and soon he would. While the guy went down on the ground floor, talking an old man with Zhao Ilunim, as soon as the old man's gaze fell on the hero, he asked the reason why he still comes to his house, not forgetting to call him useless. This was very angry with the hero. He barely restrained his anger. Zhao Yilong asked his uncle not to be angry, having sarcastically adding that the hero may come not just like that, but in an important matter. Having spread on the couch, the old man repeated his question loudly about an important business. Having called the hero unemployed, the old man shared that he does not even know what he is busy with days. Hearing the words of her father, Nin came out loudly. She talked about the fact that the hero already has a job. The old man immediately began to make fun of the hero, saying that, from his without useful work, there is no help for the family. The old man emphasized, saying that, from the hero no benefit. Having emphasized that, the hero is an ordinary person and therefore cannot help the SY family, Zhao Yilong told Ning Su that he found a specialist for Xin Mokai. His words plunged the old man in shock, and he asked for deciding to clarify this. Nin Soe was also surprised from this news. She joyfully asked if this specialist can save Jin Mokai. The old man already formulated a plan for salvation of Xin Mokai. Since he was the son of Jin's son, who was a shareholder of the third largest company, the old man was counting on help from him. The hero adopted in the conversation by asking the question of Zhao Yilun. The hero asked why he decided that the hero could not help the family. His words angered the old man, and he violently asked what the hero was talking about. The hero calmly explained that when it comes to treatment, he could help. Getting up, the old man began to report the hero for these words. He asked if the hero realizes what he says at the end, asking not to be so stupid. The pleased Zhao Yilong watched this picture with a grin. Deciding to show himself from the good side, he burst into the conversation. He asked his uncle to calm down and listen to the hero's method. The old man immediately sharply answered that the hero still could not. The old man loudly explained that Xin Mokai was in a car accident, and since he is now impossible to cure him in a coma. After the words heard, the hero still thought The old man ordered to go somewhere with the Ilun to dinner, for which they will discuss this issue. Set with him still wanted to rely on this issue on Zhao Ilun, because he is the one they need. She did not know what was on the hero's mind, so she decided to carefully think about it. After that, Shu and Zhao Yilong still left the house to discuss this issue at dinner. After their departure, the hero sighed in relief, intending to someone. Having picked up a book with medicines, the hero decided to make a gift for the family. In one of the largest hospitals in the city, under the supervision of doctors, lay Mo Kai. The doctor reported to President Jin that they used all the methods that they knew, but his son's condition still does not improve. President Jin said that he would take his son to another hospital if his condition does not improve. The doctor reported to President Jin that, given the condition of his son, it would be problematic to transfer him to another hospital. Turning in his direction, President Jin violently asked what he meant. Suddenly, they both heard someone's voice, who stated that he could save the president's son. Turning around, the doctor began to ask who he is. The hero introduced himself, explained that he is not a doctor. Then he stated that he could still save the president's son. After President Jin heard the name of the hero, he asked him if he was the son-in-law of the family. The hero assured him that he could save his son. It doesn't matter who he is, the trust that they will provide to the hero is important. The hero also stated that he will never return here if they do not believe him. President Sin pondered with him what he needed to do. After all, he was heard about what useless son-in-law of the family of Sia, but he realized that he still has no other choice. After a long thought, President Zin still decided to trust the hero. The doctor wanted to stop the president, but he was unshakable. After the president gave his permission, the hero headed towards his son. Seeing him, the hero immediately realized what he had to do. He raised the needle and intended to act with it. Touching his face, the hero intended to stick him in the forehead of Mokai. The doctor was dumbfounded by his actions and then cried out, asked what he was doing. Seeing in front of him a picture in which the hero pierces his forehead, the doctor decided to interfere with him. But the father of Mokai ordered him to stop and take a closer look. Meanwhile, indeed from Maikai, dark air came out. The doctor could not believe his eyes. He was dumbfounded by the fact that it had just happened. The hero turned towards President Jin. He explained that his son had a parasite. The doctor immediately objected to say that it was nonsense. He asked how this could happen. President Sin clarified the hero if he was confident in his guesses. The hero talked about the fact that his son had an unusual type of parasites. He continued that it can be discovered only by traditional Chinese doctors with many years of experience. The doctor loudly asked President Gina not to listen to the hero's nonsense. The doctor said that this could not be a parasite because he checked the can. The doctor also recalled the recent words of the hero about the experience of doctors, so how he could know. The hero said that he arrived at the president as support from the family. He also added that not to harm his son and help him save him. President Sin said that he would believe him only once. He also added that if he does not cure him, then everything will be over regardless of him only for him or for the whole family of Sia. Immediately, the hero began business with the help of his needle. As soon as he set up all this to the forehead, the black clouds began to leave his forehead. In the end, a parasite came out of which and this whole smoke came out. Seeing his hero snapped his fingers. After the clicks, the parasite gradually began to evaporate until it disappears completely. After all these actions, Mokai finally managed to open his eyes. President Zin was very happy about this and expressed his joy from awakening his son. The doctor was in complete shock, not believing that it happened too quickly. His words were angry with President Jin. He immediately asked the doctor that his son woke up. The doctor immediately apologized, saying that this did not mean at all. Before leaving the hero, President Jin said that he would not remain in debt, also adding that he will also support the family in further. Thanking him for this, the hero said that he was leaving. After the hero left the room, the Yu Yui that he met in the garden immediately crashed into him. Having fallen after the collision, Yu Yu asked him to look at the road. After Yu Yui saw where the hero's gaze was directed, she immediately embarrassed. The embarrassed girl shouted that he was a pervert. After the girl got up, she wanted to hit the hero for his gaze. The hero explained that he looked at her grandfather all this time, and he asked if she would see him either. After Yu Yui looked towards the direction, her fingers saw her grandfather stood behind her. The girl said embarrassed that he was right, but she spoke it to herself so that the hero did not understand what she had thought of herself a couple of minutes ago. The hero, of course, asked what she was saying there, and he asked to say it out loud. The girl got angry that he did that, he does it on purpose. Having intervened in the conversation, grandfather asked them to stop. Having made a sweet face, Yuya complained to her grandfather on the hero, having said that he lifts her. After the last time, grandfather decided that his granddaughter should make friends with the hero. Therefore, he told his granddaughter that she did not understand the hero correctly and asked him to stop. After the words of his grandfather, the hero, proud of himself, waved his hands. This acted on the girl's nerves even more. Wanting to complain, she looked at her grandfather again. But grandfather dismissed, saying that they have things to do and therefore do not bother the hero. Before leaving, the girl looked at him with displeasure, with pouted lips. Before passing by the grandfather of Yuya, the hero said that he was poisoned. Polarly, the girl asked the hero if he insulted her grandfather. Without turning around, the hero asked not to pay attention to his words, lastly saying that she will see later. While the girl pouted her lips again from his act, grandfather looked thoughtfully at his trace. As soon as the hero left the hospital, they immediately called his phone. It was his wife who asked him to come to the hotel. Before dropping the phone, she informed him of the room number. The hero did not understand why she suddenly decided to invite him to dinner. His imagination immediately played, and she began to represent the reason why she could call him. He presented how his wife was sitting in front of him, apologizes for the fact that she was wrong. After that, stopping the taxi, he sat in it by saying the name of the hotel. While driving, the hero thoughtfully watched the night city. As soon as he went to the hotel, the staff greeted him with a bow. Not knowing what to expect, the hero opened the door from the room. The fact that he saw him plunged him into a stupor. He clearly did not expect this. As soon as he entered, his wife and her family were waiting for him. Seeing the hero, Chi-shan brother Ning-sui immediately greeted him. Having angered him with the Lokov's son-in-law, Ki-shan said that the hero is here if it comes to food. The hero immediately looked at him, with all the fury that he has. For a moment, Chi-shan was taken aback and was very scared. He never saw such a look at the hero and considered it an illusion. Ning-shu interrupted his words, asking him not to carry nonsense. She explained that he was here because she called him. Starkey calmly asked her about why she called him here. Looking at the hero, Ki, the Shan was interesting to know how he was planning. Here, Chi-shang intervened, asking why the hero could sit here and have dinner with them. Chi-shan also asked what was so special about him. Ning-se shouted at him, saying that he was her husband and his son-in-law. Then she asked him to take herself properly next to him. Turning into the sister's side, Chi-shan asked if she had blown away. He could not believe that she recognized the hero as her husband. Zhao Yilong intervened in the conversation. Chi-shan knew that they have no real relationship between her husband and wife. But still they are married, so you should not say that. Chi-shan called the hero with garbage. He asked his sister to pay attention to Yilong. Shang called him a talented person who, unlike the hero's garbage, is suitable for his sister. The old man confirmed the words of his son, noting that if it weren't for Yilong, Mokai would not be cured. And if he had not been cured of the family of Sia had huge problems. Yilong thanked his uncle for the kind words addressed to him. Having told that he and Ninshu have been familiar from childhood, he called his duty to help the family. A wonderful speech about the feat of Yilong that he did not perform at all. The hero listened with a calm face. Ninsei finally asked him whether the people of Iluna were really healed by Mokai. It turns out that Yilong has already found out that a mysterious person healed him. Therefore, calling the hospital, he warned that it was a person he sent. Yilong hoped that if he pretends that everything is so, there would be no problem. From excitement, Yilong poured the wine that poured. Wiping the spilled liquid, he said that it was his old friend. Yilong explained that a friend is not burning to help anyone help, but did it for his sake. Suddenly, an employee of the hotel came to them, reporting that they came to them from the Jin family. The old man quickly invited Ilun to greet them, deciding that they probably came to thank them. President Zin with his people came from the threshold. He stated that this time he really and the debt to the family of Zia. Having greeted him, the old man said that they were doing only what is in their power. Suddenly, the old man asked whether President Jin and Ilun asked Li, to which President Jin passed them by asking who it was. Ilun and his uncle did not understand the meaning of his actions. President Tizin went straight towards the hero, thanking, expressing his gratitude to the hero. He said that there was 2 million wen as gratitude for his help. Everyone was shocked by his words and did not understand why he thanks the hero. The hero politely accepted the gift of President Jin, not forgetting to thank him. President Tizin noticed that the hero is really the savior of the whole family of Jin. The hero said that he did nothing special, but President Tizin, joyfully on the chore hero by the shoulders, said that from this day any problem of the family, and his problem too. The old man, perplexed, asked if the hero really healed his son. President Zin was surprised and asked if they had known about it. The standing Ilong did not know where to put himself because he was opened. Turning in his direction, the old man asked what really happened. Ilong talked about what he heard, that Mo Kaya healed a mysterious person, he said awkwardly. He said that he thought that it was the one he sent to the hospital. Having put the money on the table, President Zin said that he can hope that the hero could accept them. On the table lay a box in which 2 million yuan were beautifully packed. The hero asked to reject the formalities and asked him to quickly contact him if his help would be needed. His words forced President Jin to laugh. He stated that they would become wonderful friends. Before leaving, President Tizin thanked the hero again, and in joy stated that he would definitely invite him to drink him together. The hero agreed to wish him good luck. Turning to the hero, Ning Sae asked what really happened. The hero said that they would discuss this before going to bed. Confidence in the words of the hero forced Nin to turn red from embarrassment. Before sitting down, Nin Sae confusedly wondered what he meant. She did not understand if he wanted to discuss just in the evening or on the bed. Elin calmly told his uncle that he would drink a glass of wine. After all, he thinks that he made a mistake, and here is his punishment. Having said that he had tried fame, the old man asked the hero how he managed to cure Mo Kai. The hero said that he met a doctor of Chinese medicine. He talked about the fact that the doctor shared with some skills of which the hero used as soon as they needed. Ilong considered the happened only by luck. He could not put up with the fact that such a loser has such a force. Ilong immediately began to look for a way to return the trust of the family. Ilong said that this is the healing of can all be better for them, and he offered to continue the meal. The old man praised the hero, saying that this time he committed a wonderful act, after which Ilong said that he came here not just to have dinner. In fact, he has a gift for the old man. Kishan immediately looked towards Ilun in anticipation of the gift that he prepared. According to Ilun, it was the family value of his family. He stated that this is a very valuable antiques. The old man was very excited after words about family value. He stated that he loves collecting antiques and asked to look at him. Passing this antiques to him, Ilong asked if his uncle asked enough knowledge to determine the value of this little thing. While the old man was considering this antiques, Ilong was already preparing for his speech. Ilong said that this was a personal bottle for the medicine of the former Emperor Cao Luna, with an initial cost of at least 20 million. In surprise, the old man asked at Ilong. Seeing the old man's interest, Ilong said that he could give it to him, if he likes her. Looking towards the hero, Ilong thought that people did not deserve Nin Sui. Ilong proudly stated that he would regain confidence in Nin Sui, not forgetting to immediately imagine the appearance of Nin Su. The old man said that this thing is too expensive to accept it. Ilong told the old man about his feelings for Nin Sui. He asked the old man to accept him as a son, in law, and if he does it, he suggested regarding this as a wedding gift. Immediately, Nin Shu asked what he was carrying. The hero, who fiddened all this time, suddenly froze after his words. Even the old man said that he always admired him. But such words are too much. Elin calmly continued. He again repeated that he liked Nin Shu. He added that with his family and ties, he will easily provide excellent support to the SY family. The old man was considered by Ilun to the best candidate for his daughter. Despite the fact that the hero cured Mokaya, the hero still considered him a useless garbage. Suddenly, Ilong heard the hero's voice behind himself. The hero asked Li he finished talking. After Ilun turned around, he saw that a hero was standing in front of him. He looked at Ilunia as if a beast who was looking at his prey. Only Ilong asked to think about his words, but he was immediately grabbed by the hair and pulled. The hero, with all his strength, imprinted his head on the ground. Looking right in his eyes, the hero asked if he wanted to take his wife. The hero asked if he was tired of living if he decided to do it in his own eyes. The old man and Nin Shu looked at what was happening, and not understanding what to do. The old man intervened and ordered the hero to immediately let go of Ilin. Looking at the old man with the same scruffled look, the hero ordered him to shut up. The old man was surprised by his words because he did not think that the hero was capable of this. Sitting in front of a broken island, the hero said that Nin see his wife. He warned him, saying that if he would throw something like that again, then the hero would kill him. Before leaving, the hero told the old man that Ning Shu was listening to him only because he is her father. With a threat, the hero asked not to think about him the same way. After the hero finished, he sharply grabbed the hero by the hands. After that, the hero said, "Nin, see that they leave." The old man immediately threw the antiques with anger. He immediately scattered into pieces, having hit the wall. Smiling the hero, the old man asked him dare to challenge him. After that, the old man immediately saw broken antiques and realized what he had done. He immediately was going to collect the broken parts of the antiques, noting that he was good. While the old man is swearing collecting parts of the antiques, Ilong and Ilong came to his senses. While the hero and his wife were driving by car, she told him that he might have problems. After all, he beat Zhao Ilun. The hero abduedly asked about the problems that could wait for him. The wife began to tell him that the Zhao family does not have the same power as the family of Xia, but at the same time, they still have a certain government. While the hero yawned carelessly, his wife told him that Father Ilunya loves him very much. For the same reason, he will not leave him alone. The hero also carefully asked what this means. The girl was indignant at his words and stated that because of him, the family of SY will now have big problems. After the words she said, he sharply turned the steering wheel. Then he braked sharply, near the road. The girl immediately asked what he was doing. The hero calmly stated that his patience burst. He asked the girl not to worry because he will take care of all problems and would not allow anyone to harm anyone. Approaching Ninshu stronger, he asked to remember that she is his wife. After the words said, the hero calmly continued his way. His words greatly embarrassed Ningxu. For a moment, he seemed to her by another person. The rest of the road they were already driving silently, and finally got to the house. On the threshold, they were already expected by the scruff of Ilun. Zhao Kan was waiting for the hero with his man. He smoked his cigarette. He asked the hero if he was. Ninshu immediately intervened in the conversation, who tried to explain that it was a misunderstanding. When hugging his wife, the hero said that his son tried to seduce his wife. Therefore, the hero beat him. The girl was very embarrassed by his actions. Turning around, she looked sweetly in his direction. He still seriously stood in front of Ilun's father, waiting for actions on his part. The angry father of Ilunya was angry with the hero, asking him how he dared to beat his son, after which Zhao Kan began to ask for the hero to kill the hero. Ducent tisted of the order, added of the order, and stated that he would deal with him. The hero was surprised at the fact that the practical, Ninsei experiencing for the hero. I realized that things were bad. She addressed Zhao Kan and stated that she was to blame for this, but the hero had nothing to do with it, to which Zhao Kan answered her that the hero beat his son. And for this, the hero will not allow to leave unpunished. Ningxu objected displeasedly, but the hero intervened in a dialogue and assured Ningxu that he would figure it out. The hero stated that he would destroy everyone who is harmed to Xu. Du Sa made a remark to the hero, saying that his statements were arrogant. He activated his strength and his hand was covered with force. The hero began to knead, but at that moment they were stopped by a scream who asked them to stop. Everyone turned around, and they saw that they were stopped by Zhao Ilong, who brought the old man with him. Seeing this, Ninsi began to scream in anger, demanding an answer from Zhao Ilong about what he had done to her father. Zhao Ilong went to his father, and in a whisper informed that the old man defeated the family relic. Zhao Kan raised his voice in anger and asked how this happened. He attacked the old man, accusing his family of unacceptable behavior. He added that he wanted friendship with their families, but instead his son was beaten and destroyed by the relic. Then the old man promised to compensate for all losses, but at the same time, the old man said that the hero Iluna was to blame for the beating of Zhao, not his family. After these words, Ninsaye was surprised at the words of his father. Zhao Kang was surprised that the old man would compensate for all losses, and demanded 30 million and the hero's broken leg, after which the conflict will be exhausted. Nin Steps objected, saying that the amount of 30 million seems doubtful, and no one knows for sure whether this thing is really worth the money. Zhao Kang confidently stated that if someone doubts the value of a thing, he could check its price in the antique market. However, he warned that if he turns out to be more than the declared amount, they would have to pay more. The hero said that they would recognize her real value, and if the relic is a fake, then he will break the leg of the son Zhao Kan. The hero also asked the old man Xia if he was sure that even after such a hero was not related to the family. The old man in surprise asked the hero what he wants to say, to which the hero replied that he specified exactly whether he has nothing to do with the family. The old man indignantly asked the hero how he dares to talk to him so, and began to claim that the hero had nothing to do with the family. But Ninsai did not agree with this and expressed his objection, to which the hero replied that he understood the old man's Xia. Ninsai called the hero, giving to understand that she does not think so, to which the hero replied that he will help her deal with it. But Ninsai said that she did not mean this. The hero went to Zhao Yilun, but he was stopped by Dusei and asked that the hero needed from Zhao Yilun, to which the hero replied that it was not worth straining, and he suggested going to the antique market and finding out the value of the relic. They got down the cars and left. At the same moment, the old man thought that now the hero was capable of. After some time, they arrived at the market. The market was lively. As soon as they entered the market, many sellers met them who offered them their goods, calling them loudly. Among many sellers in the market, there was also a man who lay idle. Seeing Zhao Yiluna, the seller of antiques, was surprised. Zhao Yilong approached the seller of antiques and asked him whether he saw his message and whether he knows what he needed to do. To which he replied that he would do everything as said. Delcy the seller and Zhao Yilong called others. Zhao Yilong saw the hero, and the rest began to claim that he asked a lot of people in the district, and everyone told him that this seller of antiques was best versed in them, and the fact that they will trust the assessment of the value of the thing for him. The seller of antiques examined the fragment of the relic. After the examination, he sighed heavily. For this, Nin Shu excitedly asked how he was, to which the seller indignantly stated that this thing is valuable, and the fact that it costs at least 30 million. Hearing this amount, Ninsai, in surprise, asks if the seller was mistaken, to which the seller leads to his 20-year experience in this area as an argument, and he claims that he could not be mistaken. Zhao Yilun turns to Ninsev and tells him that he did not want to complicate everything, and the fact that this thing really costs 30 million, and the fact that the old man defeated it. Zhao Yilong came closer to Ninsai and whispered to her that there were two ways to resolve the conflict, or the family pays 30 million. He talked about the second option a little from Nin Shu. According to the second version, Nin Sewe should marry Zhao Yiluna, and he will pretend that there was nothing. And after what she heard, Nin Sae was surprised at Zhao Yiluna. But at the same moment, the hero was blocked by Nin Si and interfere in their conversation. The hero said that Zhao Yilong again took up his own, and whether he wants to get once again by Erysipelas. In their dialogue, he intervened Du Si and asked the hero that he allows himself, to which the hero replied that Du Si is in vain. He thinks that he could stop the hero. After these words, they defiantly look at each other. After some time, Zhao Yilong turned to the old man. Zhao Yilong reminded them that the assessment was completed. He demanded payment or issue Nin to him for him. The old man thought for a while, but Nin Sueza refused to go out for Zhao Yilun, to which Zhao Kan resolutely stated that in this case they must pay 30 million. After a moment of the hero, a familiar voice called out, asking him what he was doing here. It turns out these are familiar to the hero, grandfather Gao and his granddaughter Yuya. A moment later, the seller of antiques was next to Gao's grandfather and greeted him. He also asked what brought him here, to which grandfather Gao replied that he was walking with his granddaughter and that Yui is fond of antiques. Zhao Kang in surprise asked the seller of antiques who was this, to which they answered that this is the owner of the antique market, and the fact that he is the most famous in this area, to which the hero suggested that let him also check the thing for value. This was stunned by the seller and Zhao Ilunya. The old Gao asked which thing should be evaluated. The hero showed him a fragment and asked grandfather Gao to evaluate him, and to determine whether it really costs 30 million. Old man Gao looked at the fragment appraisingly and asked about 30 million. He stated that this thing costs only 2 million. Zhao Yilong and the seller realized that their plan was opened. Nin Se had a guessing about their plan and stated that they tried to blackmail the family, to which Zhao Yilong began to reflect and claim that the old Gao carries nonsense. At the same moment, the old man Gao indignantly presented, saying that he was the owner of the antique market and incorrectly appreciated the value of the relic. But Zhao Kang said that a misunderstanding occurred, and this is their fault. Zhao Yilong insisted on his own, but Zhao Kan shook him. The old man addressing Zhao Kan and said that he would not forgive what happened today, but Zhao Kang said that the old man is not better than him, and the fact that he had long put his eyes on the money of the Zhao family, and also the fact that the old man is ready for the sake of money to even sell his own daughter. To which the old man, indignantly, asked Zhao Kan to understand what he had just said. Zhao Kang not paying attention and told his son that they were leaving. When they went ahead a little, Zhao Yilong asked his father why he stopped him. Zhao Yilong could deal with this old man, to which Zhao Kang replied that this old man should not be connected. Having caught up with the hero, stopped them. Zheng Yilun in surprise asked what the hero still needed. The hero reminded them that they forgot something. Zhao Yilong did not understand that they could forget, to which the hero with one precise blow broke his leg, Zhao Yilun, from which he shouted in pain. Zhao Kang said in surprise in the hero that he does, to which the hero reminded them that he was supposed to break the leg of Zhang Yilun. Zhao Kang re-aiming. His jacket said he would kill the hero. The hero looked at him menacingly, and the atmosphere sharply changed around them. Zhao Kang in dismay asked the hero to stop, and he demanded that he stand still. Zhao Yilong, relying on Du Qi, began to leave with his father. The old man provided the hero by saying that the Zhao family would not leave everything like that. The hero grabbed the old man by the throat. The hero, reminded of the old man, previously said that the hero has nothing to do with his family. Having intervened, Nin Shu asked the hero to let her father go. Suddenly letting go of the old man, the hero said that he was leaving, since the family of Sia no longer needs it. Wanted to stop the hero, Ninsei was just about to follow him, but her father immediately intervened and ordered to return. He ordered her to divorce him right away. Before leaving, the hero thanked his grandfather Gao. At the same time, grandfather Gao expressed his gratitude for the fact that the hero helps him discover scammers. Although this is not his concern, turning towards the pseudo-appraiser, grandfather Gao threatened that he could not leave. He immediately knelt and began to apologize to Gao's grandfather. He said that it was ordered by the members of the Zhao family and this is not his fault. Grandfather Gao ordered him to get out. Also, before his departure, he stated that his store was closed forever. Looking towards the hero, Yu Yue noticed that he was pretty beautiful if he thought. Approaching grandfather Gao, the hero asked, "Is LM? He is the owner of the whole market." Grandfather confirmed everything and suggested holding a short excursion if he is interested. The hero willingly agreed, saying that he was curious to look at them. Yui washed his words again. Then they went to inspect the antiques market. Grandfather Gao explained that there are private shops on the ground floor. On the second, everything was interesting. Going into the room, the guy wondered if there was something that could help with his cultivation. Suddenly, the hero attracted something, and his gaze sharply headed in that direction. Under the protective mirror lay the fact that it attracted his attention. He immediately recognized this little thing. Grandfather Gao explained that someone strange brought this stone a year ago. Since he does not have a concept how much it costs, he decided that he would place it on the second floor. Seeing how the hero looks at this stone intently, his grandfather also directed his gaze at him. The hero asked to show him this stone, to which his grandfather willingly agreed. Grandfather Gao began to get this strange stone from a protective mirror. As soon as the hero took the stone in his hands, the hero realized that this was what he thought. The hero was very happy about his find. Grandfather Gao, with a pleasant smile, invited the hero to pick him up if he liked her. The guy suddenly asked. Taking a stone in his hands, the hero said that, "Pay for him." So he stated that he would help him cure. Grandfather Gao was dumbfounded by the hero's statement. Grandfather Gao was very happy about this statement, for joy, not forgetting to thank him, after which the hero explained that it was crowded here, and in turn they would need a quiet place, to which Grandfather Gao immediately offered to go to their home if the hero does not mind. The hero of course agreed, but still asked to give him the address of the house, since it is too late and therefore he will come tomorrow. Grandfather Gao willingly agreed to this proposal and thanked the hero lastly. The next day came in the mansion of the family. Yawning, Nin Shu got out of bed and was heading somewhere. It turns out she wanted to wake the hero. Opening the door to his room, she called the hero. Seeing the free room in front of her, she was surprised that there is no hero there. Before my eyes, a picture of what the hero said before, she suddenly realized that he did not return home. She was upset by this situation. Having decided to find out where the hero is now, she took the phone in her hands. The hero at that time was in a car with Miss Lin. From the notification, he took the phone in his hands. Seeing a call from his wife, he immediately dropped him. Nin Shu was very annoyed by this act. Miss Lin reported that in the evening there will be a party. She invited the hero to visit her if she wants, and she also told him to do everything that he wants to do during the day. The hero accepted her order. Then Miss Lin got out of the car. Leaning towards the hero, Miss Lin suggested calling her by name, just Xiao. Then she turned around and went towards her company. After that, the hero noticed that it would be even harder for him to work. Eating towards grandfather's house, he called and warned him about it. Finally, he drove up to the villa of Grandfather Gao. Grandfather Gao and his granddaughter were already waiting for him from the threshold. Meeting the hero, Grandfather Gao apologized for the long path of the hero, which he drove for him. But suddenly the attention of the hero, something attracted. These were two pairs that also stood on the threshold of the house, Grandfathers Gao. These were Zhenqing and Heidiao. The hero immediately noticed the aura that came from them. Of course, this alerted him. Grandfather Gao presented Genzini as the founder of Corporation Genzin, and also as the most outstanding person in the city. Handing through his hand, Qing told him that, despite her age, he and Grandfather Gao friends. He continued to tell that he specially came to his Grandfather Gao hearing that he would be cured soon. The hero accepted the greeting of Qing, expressing his joy from acquaintance. But then the hero's gaze fell towards the man who stood behind Sin's back, after which Heidiao also looked towards the hero. As soon as the hero noticed this, he realized that he is also a cultivator. Suddenly, the hero realized that this world is not as simple as he thought. Then Qing introduced Diao as his bodyguard, calling him a black eagle. Suddenly, Grandfather Gao suggested the whole company to go inside the house. While they were heading to the house, Qing realized that his bodyguard wants to tell him something. After he asked him what was the matter, Black Eagle asked Qing to be more closely with the hero. We are transferred to the workplace of the old man. Being in his office, the old man fiercely asked his assistant about the words she said. She explained that they did not think that Marlowe's company would decide to withdraw investments. She added that now there is nothing to do. Holding onto his head and not understanding what to do, he asked if he could do anything. Suddenly, the girl said that there is one way. The old man immediately became interested and asked her to continue. She suggested turning to Zhenqinu, and if he agrees, then the situation can somehow be settled. Getting up, the old man said that it would be problematic, but he understood that this is still the only thing that remains for them. The old Gao sat with a bare back to the hero. The hero extracted the parasite that was in it. The hero rapidly pulled out a parasite from the old Gao. After the hero finished, he immediately informed the old man Gao about this. He, in turn, turned around, thanked him for it. Seeing the hero's work, Qing praised him. He also offered to help with his father's treatment. The hero willingly agreed, explaining this by the fact that he can now make friends with an influential and rich man like him. Slightly laughing, he talked about the fact that he himself was the same, adding that he is extremely glad of acquaintance. Suddenly, they were interrupted and reported that the old man wants to contact. Qing, not understanding, looked in her direction and asked who it was. The assistant explained that this is the director of the company Jialin. Thoughtfully, Qing remembered that he recalls him, but he ordered her to reject his proposal since he was busy. Approaching Qing, the hero asked if he heard his name of the caller. After seeing the hero, he suggested Qinu that the ringing was still worth accepting. Then Qing specified the hero if they knew. The hero briefly replied that they were familiar, after which Qing still decided to meet him, since they are familiar with the old man. In the hero's head, a new plan was already brewing. After these events, they arrived with Xin to the corporation Genzin. From the threshold of Qing, he asked the hero to feel at home. The hero said that in such a cabinet he would feel it without problems, to which Qing suggested getting to work for them, and he would give him this office. The hero dismissed, saying that he already has work, and also he is not used to sitting in such large offices. The assistant Sina warned that they came to them. Qin told her to let them in. The old man Si entered immediately. He excitedly talked about the fact that he managed to meet him. But then the old man saw the hero who was sitting in the Sine's office, and then he asked him what he was doing here. Immediately, the hero replied that he was visiting the director of Qing, and specified whether the old man had problems with this. The old man continued with excitement and said that he came to them for help. Jing answered him, asking him to turn to the hero. If he has any problems, the old man was dumbfounded by his words. He was not how this happened. Finally, standing up with a place, the hero asked to tell him about his problem. He added that he would see if he could help him. The old man ate out of himself that the family had difficulties now. The hero immediately interrupted him, asking what he has to do with the problems of the family. The old man said that the hero should help him, since he is Nin's husband. Immediately, the hero approached the old man and reminded him of what he said earlier. He recalled his words about the fact that he himself stated that the hero had nothing to do with his family. Immediately pulled away, the old man said that he meant this was not at all. The hero sarcastically asked what he had in mind then. The old man immediately chuckled and did not know what to say. He understood that this time the hero won him, after which the hero ordered him to leave, since the work of the family of Xia is indifferent to him. Then Qing immediately snapped his fingers. After this action, a black eagle immediately entered the room, which very confused the old man. Already at a loss, the old man asked to help him for the sake of Ninsei. Black Eagle immediately grabbed the old man by his clothes. The old man, of course, was outraged by his actions. Before leaving, the old man threatened the hero with the fact that he would pay, after which he slammed the door, slammed shut, and the old man finally left the room. The hero apologized to Xin for this performance. Then Qing asked, like such a wonderful person as a hero, he lived in the family of the family. The hero looked sharply and indignantly towards Qing. After his words, Qing explained that he asked without thinking and suggested not to answer if he was inconvenient, adding that he will understand. The hero clarified that at that time he loved his wife, but now, unfortunately, they dispersed. Qing chuckled, called this a huge missing for the Ji family. After all these conversations, the hero suggested visiting Qing's father. Qing had already forgotten about it, and immediately taking himself into his hands offered to go. They came to the medical center. It turns out that this was the clinic of their corporation. Being already inside the clinic, the hero noted that the clinic is very large. Entering the ward of Father Sin, he said that his father of a month ago fell ill with a strange disease. He added that he now says strange things every day. He also said that most of the time he is in an unconscious state. They invited many doctors, but no one knows what's wrong with him. Looking at Qing's father, he saw how he was tormented by an evil aura emanating from him. The hero was dumbfounded by this. After all, I realized that evil cultivators also exist. Qing, seeing his expression, asked if he could help. The hero immediately gave a positive answer. The hero sharply and quickly grabbed this evil aura that came from Father Qing. Qing with doubt asked if his action worked. Approaching and leaning towards his father, he with hope asked how he feels. Qing's father came to himself, asked what happened to him. Qing said that his comrade saved him, and also added that he would tell the rest later. As soon as Qing turned towards the hero to call him, he noticed that he was no longer in the same place. He looked inquiringly towards the Black Eagle. Then the Black Eagle passed the hero's message that he would wait for Qing from the outside. Having ordered his father to relax for a set of strength, he left him, saying that he needed to leave. Father calmly thanked him. As soon as Qing went to the hero, he asked if none of their family crossed the road to others. Qing asked the hero Li. His father fell ill from because of someone. The hero thoughtfully confirmed the possibility of this. Then he asked to think Il had recently conflicts with someone. Qing immediately pulled out a card from his pockets. Giving it to the hero, he explained that this is a reward for the help of his father. There were 3 million yuan. Having taken the card in Kuri, the hero ordered him to contact him at any time if his help was needed, not forgetting to thank for this reward. Seeing the hero with a look, Qing of course agreed to his proposal. While the hero was walking along the street, he noticed something strange. Immediately, the hero changed his direction in order to clarify whether his guesses are true. Dusa did not have time to notice where the hero went. He was confused. The hero noticed this, quickly called him out, asking him for revenge whether they were looking for him. Du Chesley stated that he would break both legs of the hero because he broke his boss's leg. The hero also asked for the same unshakably why he thinks that he could harm him. Du Chen's realized that something awaits him, but still did not have time to react. The hero immediately overtook him from behind and leaned a stick against his neck. The hero pierced his neck a little with his stick, from which he had blood. Du finally realized that the hero is fast. The hero with a grin asked if he still thinks that he could harm him. Dusa did not understand where the hero got such a power. He was scared by his power. Standing in front of the hero asked why he works for Zhao. After all, he trained so much. While the hero said this, Delis thought where the hero had a stick with the help of which he pierced his neck. With fear in his eyes, he explained that he helps people for money. In his thoughts, he understood that the hero could have killed him with a stick if he wanted to. Suddenly, the hero asked how much he was paid for his work. Dusa said that he was paid 10,000 a month. Then the hero asked if it was so easy to buy him. Dusa shared that he has no money, and so he has to get them in this way, adding that he did not find work better. Then the hero asked if he wanted to work for him. Du Koz sharply asked how much he would pay. The hero clarified that he would pay for everything that is needed if he continues to train. Du X immediately saw in front of him. Then how the hero creates something. Having leaned his head in front of the hero, he immediately expressed his consent. Throwing what he made in his hands, The hero ordered him to return to Zhao, adding what the hero will let know if he needs it. Duex immediately asked the hero what he gave him. The hero explained that this is a pill that he should eat as soon as he returns. Then he will find out why it is a pill. Having bowed, Dusa said loudly his thanks. Already with Miss Lin, they drove in some place by car. Before leaving Miss Lin, the hero warned that he would wait for her from the outside. After his words, she headed for the moan of the temple. Suddenly, Miss Lin turned around that she needed that he would accompany her. The hero did not do, but nevertheless agreed to his request. Then Miss Lin headed towards the temple, and the hero followed her. Before the entrance, they were expected by 2 guards. They politely asked him to wait. After that, one of the guards explained that only Miss Lin invited their boss. Then they said that for this reason the hero could not go there. Miss Lin objected immediately, saying that he was her bodyguard, and therefore he must go with her. Only Miss Lin began to object. Ian Sen came out immediately to them. He greeted Miss Lin on the threshold. Miss Lin began to explain to Director Jan that she needed a bodyguard as a girl. He asked the hero to let in, as he was her bodyguard. Emphasizing that she was right, the director of Yang allowed the hero to enter. They were greeted by the assistant, inviting them to the table. Other guards were also in the room. The hero noticed that there are more and more cultivators. As soon as they entered, the director of Jan invited them to the table, after which Miss Lin sat down at the table, and the hero, in turn, stood behind her. One of the people of the director, John, asked the hero to follow her. This caused a question in the head of the hero. He was perplexed with this request. This was alerted by Miss Lin, and she looked inquiringly towards the director of Jan. He explained that the hero has no need to stand and listen to their conversation. Therefore, he can wait in the next room. After these words, Miss Lin allowed the hero to leave the room. Having patted her by the shoulders, the hero asked him to call if he needed his help. After the hero's departure, the director of Jan immediately snapped his fingers. A maid entered the room immediately, carrying 2 bottles of alcohol with him. Director Yang proposed to try, adding that they were from her winery. She immediately poured wine into her glass and handed it to her. She immediately began to drink wine from her glass. Miss Lin's hair casually fell on her chest. The director of John, of course, noticed this, and in amazement corrected his glasses. Miss Lin asked what they will discuss in the first place, to which the director of Jan first suggested drinking and talking before getting down to business. She embarrassedly continued to drink the wine that he poured her. Putting her hand on her legs, Director Yang asked why such a job she was. After all, she is so beautiful. The girl holds his hands, asked at ease. Does he want to say that she can earn it through her appearance? Pulling it to her waist, the director of Jan clarified that it is quite possible if she wants it. Getting up from her chair, the girl offered to come to a discussion of work affairs. Grabbing her hands, the director of Jan explained that he sincerely liked her, adding that she should not worry. Pulling her hand out of his grip, she told him to show respect. Laughing, the director of Jan objected. He asked why he should respect him. She immediately fiercely pulled away from him. Pouring a glass of wine, the director of Jan asked if she was supposed to be on her bodyguard, adding that he will not be able to do anything to him. The hero in another room decided to go and look at what is happening there. As soon as he moved towards the door, someone stopped him and ordered him to stand. One of the guards did not allow the hero to leave. The hero immediately asked what was the matter, to which the guard asked where she was also heading. Suddenly, the hero laid his hand over the guard's hand, intending to do something. He immediately pulled away from him, removing his hands. Then he hit with all his elbow in the back of the head of the guard who wanted to stop him, after which he fell unable to get up. Having ordered him to rest, the hero continued his way. As soon as the hero went on, another guard was already waiting for him. Bai Mian ordered the hero to stay here if life is a road. The hero, with a grin, asked if he was thinking that he could stop the hero. With a calm face, Bai would have answered. After what was said, he immediately attacked the hero. In Miss Lin's room, this hype was heard that took place in the next room. Leaving his glass, Director Yang directed to go to check them. Distributing to Miss Lin clarified whether he wants to do something with them. Then the director of John told her to calm down, asking if she had heard about cultivators. He added that this is a chance to check what the hero is capable of. She violently asked whether his subordinate cultivator is. Director Yang said that, at the moment in their city there are 3 main corporations. This is, in turn, Jensen's corporation of his and the K family. He also added that each of them has a cultivator. He also stated that now the times of those who have cultivators, therefore, he asked Miss Lin to meet him. Director Yang clarified that he could have sent her one of them. The girl looked at him in confusion. and did not understand the reason for his actions. Raising her face, he asked what she was thinking. Suddenly, a crack appeared sharply on the wall, after which the wall completely collapsed with the bai that fell on these wreckage. Behind the wall, a hero was visible through dust. He fiercely threatened the director John. He ordered him to remove smelly paws from her, having threatened that he will shine into powder. Raising his hands in front of him, he excitedly asked for forgiveness. He also apologized for the fact that he did not understand that he was a cultivator. The girl looked in surprise towards the hero after the words heard. He immediately went to Miss Lin and apologized for being late. He explained that some kind of universal detained him. Lying poor Bai was dumbfounded by the fact that he was called a stranger, after which the director Jan asked how they would arrive now. This forced Miss Lin to plunge into his thoughts. Having intervened, the hero calmly explained that she should not be afraid. After all, no one can force her to do what she does not want. After thoughts, Miss Lin reported that he did not want to cooperate with the director Yan. Having clarified that in the future too, Director Yang loudly told them to stand. Recalling that he did not allow them to leave, the hero asked if the director of Yang thinks that a bai is a barrier for him. Director Yang made it clear that it doesn't matter or not. But all exactly no one in their city still dared to talk down with him. The hero quite stated that everything happens for the first time. Director Yang added that he likes fearless, but he also does not tolerate when someone puts himself above him. While the director Jan calmly drinking his wine, the hero immediately headed in his direction with a fist. Only the director wanted to warn, but he did not manage to react. The hero immediately imprinted his face in the table. Still holding his head, the hero asked the director not to build himself out of himself, so this one infuriates him. Bai got up from the place and immediately headed towards his boss. In the course of ordering the hero to let his boss, looking towards Bai's eyes, he immediately ordered him not to move. Not knowing what to do, Bai nevertheless stopped without knowing what to do. The hero said that he needs to order Miss Lin taxi, adding that such behavior in relation to a woman is not excusable. After the words said, the hero led Miss Lin towards the exit to order her taxi. While Bai helped his boss to rise, clarifying his condition, the director of Jan ordered him to immediately gather a meeting. Director Yang was furious. He intended to destroy the hero. As soon as they left the premises, the hero noticed that Miss Lin does not look like that, and he told her about it. Miss Lin said with excitement that she should not have been the director of Jan. The hero asked if she was afraid that he could take revenge, to which the girl clarified that the director of Yang is an influential person in their city. The hero joyfully objected that it was not a leash to offend her and not give him change. After what she heard, the girl was covered with a slight excitement. She was embarrassed. Already near his car, the hero said that he was strong enough, asking her not to be afraid of anything. Sitting in the car, the girl asked if the hero knew about why these three corporations received all the power in the city. She added that, although the rest of the companies are developing, it still depends on these three. After which the hero asked what the reason for this is, the girl explained that these three corporations usurped power due to their strength. She also added that each corporation has its own cultivator. The guy immediately asked how strong they were. Miss Lin shared her ignorance, but she asked to be careful because the director of Yang was a vindictive person. After the words heard, the hero immediately accelerated. The guy ordered Miss Lin to stay stronger. The meeting place was some kind of basement. The door opened and Ching went from the threshold. From the threshold, the director of Sia, sitting at the table, was waiting for him. King immediately asked what reason he convened a meeting. Also, not forgetting to warn that he had one opportunity to convene them. Director Yang fiercely told him to shut up, explaining that he did not call them so that they were smart. After which, Ching talked about the fact that he hoped for the fact that he was called for the sake of something standing. The girl entered the room, asking why they were both so angry. The girl invited them to cigarettes to chat, as they are not often gathering. After everyone was assembled, the director of John suggested going to business. He warned that everything that was said to remain in secret. It alerted Ching, and he sharply asked what he thought. Looking at the maintenance of his drink, the director of John said that it was necessary to kill a person. After they asked who it was, he explained that this is our hero. Ching objected right away. He stated that he was against. The girl lighting her cigarette asked who he was, and asked if he knew him. Having hit the table, Ching stated that it was his friend. Therefore, he will not allow him to harm. The director of Yang immediately intervened and said that he hit him, adding that he doesn't matter to him a friend or not. Both those present were struck by his statement. Then the director of Jan said that it was personal. For this reason, he will do as he considers necessary. The girl noticed that the situation was not easy, and she offered to do with only an apology from the hero. Director Jan Yarrow added that in this case, the hero should ask him for forgiveness on his knees. Hero and Miss Lin after arrived at her house. She asked him to be located, after which she left for her to change. While Miss Lin left, the hero was thinking that there are more and more cultivators. He decided to do training closely. The hero understood that he had excellent results for chi training. Therefore, he decided to begin to practice techniques, realizing what unexpected can happen. As a result, the hero decided that in this world he will help those who need it. Interrupting his thoughts, Miss Lin went up to him in an amazingly beautiful dress. The hero was amazed at her appearance in this dress because she was delightful. She asked if he wanted something to drink, to who the hero gave an affirmative answer. She began to consider the contents of her refrigerator in search of something for the hero. Sitting next to the hero, the girl thanked him for today. Taking water from her hands, the guy clarified that it was his work. Approaching closer to the hero, the girl offered him an increase in salary. The hero joyfully said that he would not mind if possible. Then the hero leaned toward the girl in an attempt to kiss her. The girl abruptly pushed him away, having stated what is the next, the worse. The guy asked her, was he really modest? Miss Lin clarified that she now has no time for a relationship. She added that there is now trouble, also misconduct, of the director of John. Because of this, her head was in a circle. The hero immediately stated that could find a way of her company. Miss Lin explained that the company management is not as easy as it seems, adding that she needs to think carefully. After these words, the hero got up. He said that he had to leave. The girl immediately stopped him. She reminded him of his words. He said that he had nowhere to live. Then Miss Lin said that he could stay here today. The hero grinned after her words, and without words it was clear that he agreed. In the villa of the family, Nin Xiu again, with hope, checked the hero's room, again noticing that he still did not return. Immediately, her sister approached her, asking about the hero. He shared that she had not seen him for 2 weeks. Ning Se came up with an excuse and awkwardly answered that he was on a business trip. Nin Sion approached her sister and sarcastically asked about the reason why she was so excited in the answer. After that, Ning Se turned around, adding that she will return to her anyway or not. Nin Sion was at a loss, guessing they quarreled or not. Miss Lin went into her room, and Beevil was amazed at what she saw. The hero has already laid down on the bed. The girl was surprised that he went to bed so early, without even taking a shower. The hero invited her too, to go to bed and rest early. As soon as the girl left the room, the hero stood up sharply with a place to remove the blanket over him. He put his hands in his pockets where his books were. Knowing that Lin is already sleeping, the hero decided to work out. Morning came, but the hero trained in something diligently. In full concentration, the hero trained his skills on the streets. During this night, his strength has already grown noticeably. The hero himself noticed that his forces increased. Indeed, in a past life he needed a month to work out a splitting blow. And in this world he did it in 1 evening. He could not believe his eyes, and was very happy about his results. After which the tree here split and caught fire. The hero went to the house. As soon as he entered the house, he decided that he would not prevent him from washing well. While the hero washed here and Lin woke up, Sleepy Lin entered the bathroom. While the hero was there after the shower, the girl, not noticing him, sat down, correct her need. After that, Sleepy Lin began to look around and wake up a little bit. Immediately from the eyes fell into each other. They did not know the 100 they need to say in this situation. The girl immediately asked violently, "He did here so early in the morning?" Also, without making not a single sound. The guy clarified that she came here not looking and undressed right away. Therefore, he did not have time to say a word to her. The embarrassed girl told him to shut up, and she shouted to type him faster. The hero embarrassedly left the room, leaving Lin alone. Lin did not embarrassedly understand how she forgot that he was in the house. Suddenly, in the morning, the hero called Ching. After the hero asked about the reason for the call, Lin explained that he may not have pleasantness, since he hit the director of John. Then he asked the hero to come faster. With a satisfied smirk, the hero asked this Yang thought up. After the call was interrupted, the hero noticed that they were watching him. On the threshold of the room stood embarrassed Lin, trying to say something. The hero asked if she was in order. Lin said embarrassedly so that the hero would not dare to stare another time. The hero made an incomprehensible look. He asked if she was undressed. His words played the nerves of Lin and embarrassed even more. The girl angrily repeated his words, and that girl approached even more. Then the guy said that next time he would consider everything well. After these words, the embarrassed Lin knocked the hero on the bed. All the same, embarrassed Lin hung over the hero, and I did not know what to do. They again approached each other in an attempt to kiss, but then again the girl pulled away and ordered the hero to lag behind. The hero of the player chuckled while the embarrassed girl pouted her lip. That hero informed her that the director of Yang asked him to come to him. The girl immediately objected, saying that they could kill him, to which the hero calmly said that there will be Qing, yes, and in any case it needs to be figured out. As soon as the hero began to leave, Lin stated that she would go with him. Having looked in her direction, the hero explained that he would be limited in his actions in her presence. She assured her that everything will be fine. Having talked him in front of her, the girl was left with her thoughts alone in the house. The hero was called to the temple of the city of Jinhai. As soon as the hero came up, Qing introduced him to the head of the Keishike. Immediately, the hero held out his hands to him in an attempt to meet. Kai asked to do without handshakes, having clarified that he came to settle the conflict with the director of Yang, and she, in turn, does not like empty chatter. The hero immediately picked her up on the word and asked what would be if he did not get to settle. Kai replied that in such a case even Qing could not help him. The hero did not worry at all, after which he asked that if he was against it. After his words, Kai arrogantly stated that his opinion was not taken into account here. The hero decided to ask if Qing shares her opinion. Qing clarified that I have nothing against him. On the contrary, they want to protect him. Qing added that if the hero does not apologize, then the director of Yang will not go to a truce. The hero in the end understood what was the matter, but still, he explained to them that he refuses his offer. After all, he will not apologize. The director of Yang arrived immediately, asking not to blame him. Together with him, he grabbed Heymen with Bai Minam. Qing still wanted to convince the hero that he would stop and agree to discuss. Watching this I asked him not to climb. After all, he cannot oppose the laws of the city of Jinhai. Going towards the director of John, the hero said that he would not need much time. Qing looked towards the hero. He reminded him that the director of John is not alone today. The hero thanked him for his experiences, but still he clarified that he had his own principles. Having looked at the side of the director Jan, the hero forced the words to begin to act. Director Yang rather noticed that, self-confident, he ordered his people to arrange him, adding that others would join soon. After they heard from their boss, they immediately rushed towards the hero. The hero, fiercely glancing, noted that they step on the same rake. As soon as there was not much left to the hero, he immediately disappeared from their field of vision. They noticed that the hero headed towards the director of John. He, in turn, clearly did not expect such an outcome of events. The hero immediately slapped Yana with a fist in his jaw. After the blow, the director John immediately flew off, hitting the wall. Approaching Jan, the hero began to repeat his words about the fact that the hero would not dare to hit him. Then he asked if he wanted another blow. Kay, together with Sin, noticed that things are already bad. After the hero's actions, Yana's people rushed towards the hero. While they were heading in their direction, the hero hit Jan again, from which the cry was heard. The hero immediately prepared to apply his blow that he coached in the morning. Then, with a scale, he applied his blow to Bai. He laughed, asked if there were no other blows, but after the word said, he immediately noticed the effect of the hero's blow. Bai immediately, badly and quietly, he began to fall. His partner approached, immediately asked about his condition, to which Bai explained that he had strange sensations in his stomach. He added that these strong residents. His partner viciously asked the hero what he did. To what? The hero was already preparing the next such blow, and he invited him to try and find out. He immediately backed back while the hero heading in his direction. The hero nevertheless began to overtake him, no matter how much he backed back. Only the hero reached him, but something interrupted him. The hero was alert and did not understand who interrupted him. This was another of Yana's people. After his attack, the hero managed to react and dodged. Going down to them, he praised him for the reaction. And this was, in turn, Liu Yun. He is a golden claw from the AN group. Ian was glad that he appeared. After all, he was waiting for him very much. It was only the hero noticed that, Liu Yun at the peak of his cultivation, a female figure hung over him. She immediately went down to him in an attempt to hit. But the hero managed to substitute his hand for protection. The hero pulled away sharply, and they both stood against each other waiting for actions. The girl noticed that the hero is beautiful. It was Kairi. She was also a black snake from the AN group. The hero was alert, because too strong cultivator is not a joke. The Golden Claw was outraged by what she came. After all, they agreed that he takes the hero to himself. Kairi explained her actions that she did not expect that he was so young and strong. Therefore, he would have fiddled with him for a long time. As soon as he wanted to offer Kairi a plan of their actions, she made it clear that they had already finished here. Immediately, the hero felt a sharp pain in his chest. He did not understand what was happening to him, but his entire environment began to swim. Feeling this pain, the hero finally realized that it was poison. The hero looked in bewilderment towards Kairi, and she explained that this poison is not dangerous and he would just fall asleep. She explained her actions by the fact that they needed to somehow report to the owner. Immediately, the hero crashed to the ground. The Golden Claw ordered him to quickly throw him behind bars until he woke up. With a satisfied grin, Jan picked up a remote control from something and pressed the red room in the center. After his actions, the hero immediately failed somewhere, still without regaining consciousness. Holding on to the scene of the blow, Jan stated that he expected more aggression from the hero. The Golden Claw made it clear to Jan that the AN group does not belong to him. With a smile, Jan quickly dismissed, saying that the hero was very angry with him. Then they began to leave. On the way, the Golden Claw added Yao that the owner wants to see him. Under the close supervision of Qing, the group began to rapidly leave the room. He was very worried about the hero, and in his thoughts he ordered him to hold on. Holding the antidote in his arms, the hero noted that it would not be easy. He thought about the fact that he did not expect to see the poisons. He understood that she was not so much because he did not even need to use the antidote. The hero found out that the masters are found more and more often. Therefore, he should have done more electricians. Sitting behind bars, the hero understood that he was here for a short while. He took from the bag but made of gold, capable of cutting even iron. After he sharply swung over himself, the grate was immediately cut without delay, after which the hero went in search of a way out of this room. While he was investigating this room, he realized that he did not understand the size of this prison. When the hero passed other cells, his time attracted something. He saw a wounded man in front of him, after which the hero thought that they are imprisoned by Xinhai cultivators who went against them. But the hero still continued his way, not paying attention to that guy. While the hero continued his way, he was pushed and asked to stop. A girl was sitting behind bars and asked the hero to take her from here. She ordered him to cut her bars and pull her out of here. The hero immediately looked at her in bewilderment, because he did not understand how she knew about the knife. The girl asked him not to be surprised, and she stated that she would pay him as soon as he releases her. This was interested in the hero. He asked how to pay him. She explained that Yana would kill, after which she would belong to him. The hero jokingly asked why his life was some kind of girl. She added that she could help him. He just needs to let her out. After long beliefs, the hero nevertheless agreed to her proposal. After he rescued her, they continued their way together. But at the same time, many iron spiders crawled along the walls. After getting out, they went to the restaurant. The girl rushed out the fourth bowl of noodles. While she was eating her food, the hero ate calmly his food and directed his gaze towards the girl. Suddenly, the girl asked why he stared at. Continuing to eat, the hero noticed the girl's aggressiveness. The girl clarified that she did not have many needs, adding that she only needs to feed her. In his thoughts, the hero understood that he was not so easy to feed her. The girl interrupted his thoughts, handing him a piece of paper. She clarified that this was a list of members of the AN and their abilities group. Looking at the list, the hero realized what is there. 8 people who are stronger than him. The hero asked where he got this information from. The girl at ease asked the hero to turn around. As soon as the hero turned around, he noticed an iron insect that hung over him. The hero immediately asked the girl, asking what it was. The girl showed him herself through the phone. After all, insect robots transmitted information to her phone. The hero was amazed at this and immediately exclaimed. While Kay was sitting behind a bar drinking her wine, her phone rang. As soon as Kay picked up the phone, she was informed that 2 escaped from prison. Getting up from Kay's places, she was warily asked who it was, after which she was explained that this is the hero whom they caught today, as well as the girl Jia Lei who was there for 3 whole months. After the meal, Jia Lei, together with the hero, left the restaurant and continued her journey. Jia Lei asked where he lives. After that, the hero asked if he needed to provide an overnight stay. Jia Lu gloomily looking at him, she said that he was clearly not at home. Together with Jale, they went to the sales department together. After their entrance, he immediately asked him whether he wanted to buy an apartment. The hero agreed to this proposal but said that he would look around at first. The second employee warned the first, reminding her of his clothes. She stated that he could not buy anything right away. In reality, the clothes of the heroes were stained. He continued his path for examination. The first employee reassured the second, assuring her in that she would look after them. After that, going up to the hero, she asked what apartment interests him, to which the hero asked if there was more apartment. The employee was surprised by his words because she believed that he would not buy anything at all. The employee, of course, showed him the largest and most spacious apartment. Jale was amazed. After all, she did not know that he was so rich. She embarrassedly watched how the hero examines the structure of the room. The employee explained that these are the best apartments with a personal pool. She explained that the total cost of the apartment is 4.8 million, but the initial contribution is 1.44 million. The second was again displeasedly considering him a payroll. After the words heard, the hero handed her a map, saying that he was buying this apartment. The second employee was confused. Of course, she believed that he could not buy this apartment. As soon as the employee went to pay, the hero asked her to stop. The second employee was quite his words, deciding that he had no money on the card. Having amazed the second employee, the hero asked to write off the full cost from his card. The first employee was very happy, and Hunting agreed. In the meantime, we moved to the house of the family. Nin Xiang dressed and prepared for what kind of meeting. Inspecting herself in front of the mirror, she suggested that her outfit was too sexy. It turns out Nin Xiang was a waitress under the cover. The voice interfered with her preparation, which asked where she was going to go in such an outfit. It was the recently entered Nin Shu. Nin Xiang confusedly stated that her sister scared her. She clarified what she needed on the task, asking not to ask questions. Nin Si quietly mumbled what she wants to ask for a favor. Nin Xiang excitedly asked how to help, seeing her sister's serious face. Nin Se asked to help the hero. Nin Xiang did not know that he left the house and was very surprised by this. On the street, the girl pulled the ears of her boyfriend, who stared at one girl. In the same way, other passers-by stared at this girl, emphasizing her beauty. It was Nin Xiang, who was heading for his task. Along the way, he thought about the fact that why did the hero leave the house? After all, this was not the case before. Having decided to think about it later, she got into the car, since now she needs to complete the task. As soon as she got into the car, the partner gasped right there. The partner embarrassedly wanted to warn her that her clothes are too much. Nin Sion asked, and then drive the car despite the sides. The partner explained that this time her goal is a lone wolf, and since he is a very famous person, the case will be risky. To which Nin Xiang stated that this is the best way to grab him. Meanwhile, the hero was already sitting in his new apartment. Jale came out of the bathroom after she took a shower. She was immediately defeated by a strange feeling, and she began to go to search for a source. Having come to the hero Jale, she realized that she felt a terrifying aura from him. It could not even think that it was so strong. And at this time, the hero with a calm expression on his face was again practiced. He managed to practice a new skill again. The hero noted that the spiritual power of the earth is not enough, and in addition, his body is too weak. For this reason, its cultivation is very slow. He understood that he already had two partners. It seemed to him quite funny. He recalled that they called himself an AN group. Then the hero came to turn to the assistant. He wanted to call the poisonous Scorpio. The poisonous Scorpio, in turn, was sitting on some kind of karaoke bar, having fun with a girl. Immediately, his gaze fell on the vibrating phone. Taking a closer look, he realized that it was a hero. Immediately raising the phone, he asked the hero if he wanted to meet him. The hero asked about his whereabouts, saying that he himself would drive up, after which the hero drove up to the Pable of Grimace. As soon as the hero went inside, his attention dramatically attracted something. It was Nin Xiang who passed by. The hero wondered what she was doing here. The hero headed into the depths of the pub in search of a poisonous scorpion. He immediately found the hero himself, with the threshold, thanking him for the pill. After all, with the help of him, he managed to improve his ki. Praising him, the hero asked if everything was quiet in the Zhao family. The poisonous Scorpio talked about the fact that Ilong became silent after the hero taught him. But since he was able to seize the hero, they are now looking for other cultivators. The hero noticed that in any case, nothing would come of them. After that, the poisonous Scorpio asked the reason why the hero arrived. The hero was not his question asked to find a couple of people to him. since he wants to organize an underground group. The poisonous snake was inspired by this proposal. He immediately asked to provide everything to him, adding that in his part, but to a friend, the recently arrived pair, which passed them, attracted the attention from. This immediately alerted the poisonous scorpion and hero. While the couple continued its journey, Ninxian noticed what good day today is. The hero watched how the couple heads into the depths of the pub, and the guy's people followed them. Paying the girl's attention, the guy asked her name. She immediately talked to him her name, Ningxian. Having learned her name, he approached her neck stronger. Then he noticed that she smells pleasantly. Putting his hand to her on the buttocks, he added that she was also soft. She immediately pulled away from him, asking what he was doing. The guy was unhappy that she was pulled away, asking why he should not touch her. The girl did not like it, but still she was forced. Gathering strength, she dismissed that she was tickled. By clicking on some, the girl Nalovka suggested drinking a glass. The hero calmly watched her playing his role, after which the hero asked if he knew this guy. The poisonous Scorpio said that this is a lone wolf, adding that they used to contact. Then the hero began to whisper something in the ear to the poisonous hero. Looking towards this guy, the hero realized that he is a lone wolf. As soon as the poisonous hero approached, the lone wolf immediately noticed him. Having greeted him, he asked about the reason why he was here. Pouring wine, the poisonous Scorpio told him that his boss would like to meet his companion. Then sit down at the table. He asked if a lone wolf could do him a favor. The lone wolf asked who his boss is. Drinking his wine to a poisonous scorpion, he told him that he and his boss were not familiar. Nin Xian was wary of this action. He hoped that the poisonous Scorpio would not spoil her task. Quickly attracting Nin Shang to him, the lone wolf asked what would happen if he refuses. After the words of the lone wolf, Black Scorpio immediately showed him his kui. The poisonous Scorpio immediately used it on a lone wolf, after which he wailedly noticed that the poisonous Scorpio became stronger. The poisonous Scorpio leaned toward him and asked to imagine what would happen if he disagreed. A lone wolf sarcastically said that this nonsense. Having let go of Nin Xiang, he told her to step and take care of the boss of the poisonous Scorpio. Having taken her hand, Scorpio led her to the side of his boss. Nin Xian was unhappy with this outcome of events, since it was a good opportunity to catch a lone wolf. One of the people of a lone wolf asked her about the reason why he released her. The lone wolf made it clear that she was from the police, and since he was already going to kill, he just let her go so that everything would do without problems. The guy was very surprised that she was from the police. Approaching the hero, the poisonous hero said that he brought her. Nin Xian was very displeased with the fact that she was brought here, also interrupting her plan. She immediately decided to hit the hero with a grand scale, but the hero quickly reacted and pulled away. Grabbing her leg, he asked not to be so angry. After all, so she will not marry. She was surprised that it was him. Then she immediately asked why he was here. They stopped in an awkward pose, in which the hero's gaze involuntarily fell there where it was not necessary. The girl quickly removed her leg, presenting him at the expense of his gaze. After that, the girl began to blame him for. They tore her a mission dragging her here. Grabbing her hands, the hero explained to her that they already knew that she was from the police, because he did not interfere, but saved her. While she was aware of the situation, the door immediately opened. It was a lone wolf that burst to them, along with the cultivator of Bai. They were very surprised by this meeting, since they unexpectedly see each other here. A lone wolf asked Bai with a white mask whether they were familiar with the hero. Having asked the hero to move away, the white mask said that he should notify his boss. Pretty enough, not so fast, the hero is immediately on the back of him. The hero immediately imprinted a white mask, his head on the floor. The girl was dumbfounded by the hero's blow. After all, it was very cool. The white mask called this misconduct of his disgusting, since he dared to dissolve his hands. The hero was pleased with his actions, having said that this is not like an AN group. The white mask broke out that the AN group is more powerful than he thinks, having ordered him not to go against his boss. With a murderous look, the hero asked not to worry about it. This situation broke out a lone wolf, after which he took out his knife for the following actions. After he took out his knife, he intended to go towards the hero. Grabbing the poisonous scorpion by his hand, he said that he would not allow this. The hero, with a smug face, noticed his naivety. Looking towards the hero, the poisonous Scorpio ordered further orders. Then, the hero removed his hand that held the white mask on the floor. Then the hero said that Nin Xiang gives him to the location. Nin Xian was embarrassed by the actions of the hero, because he helped her like that. Putting on a white mask, Nin Xiang thanked the hero for the fact that he helped her. After these actions, the hero began to leave with the poisonous Scorpio, but Nin Xiang interrupted him and asked him to stop. Nin Xiang told him that his sister was looking for him, asking to visit her. But the hero continued his way, saying that the family of Xia no longer needs him. To this, Nin Xiang reminded him that they were not yet divorced. Therefore, they should talk. The hero did not take his words, and he was still unprotected in his direction, to which Nin Xiang quietly stated that she did not want him to leave. After these events, we moved to the hero's apartment. As soon as the poisonous Scorpio entered the threshold of his house, he immediately noticed that the apartment of the hero of impressive heroes. After their arrival, Jaleh noticed that the hero again brought a suspicious type. The hero immediately presented the poisonous scorpion to her, adding that he is their man. After that, he took out a white mask, adding that she should know him. She immediately asked how he caught him. The girl explained that he was a close guard of Yang Sen, as well as he knows a lot. After that, the hero gave it to her for further interrogation. The hero ordered the poisonous Scorpio to begin to act, since the AN group will soon begin to act. Also, asking for certificates. As soon as Jaleh asked where he was, the hero immediately remembered a fragment with Nin Xiang. Remembering Nin Xiang about the words, he still decided that first to deal with personal affairs. Meanwhile, in prison, Carrie and the Golden Claw studied how the hero managed to escape. After a long study, the Golden Claw realized that the incision was made by a sharp weapon. Carrie was surprised that the hero managed to cut the lattice. Since this alloy of material was designed specially by their group, she did not understand what was able to cut it. The Golden Claw added that he checked the hero's things before bringing him. But in the end, he suggested that all his body is apparently a powerful weapon, after which Kairi quite explained that even if the hero escaped her poison in him, therefore, without an antidote, he cannot live for a long time. She decided to find his corpse and then get a weapon. The Golden Claw asked not to be so optimistic, since he was much better than they thought. Kairi Yarrow objected that he would not be able to withdraw my poison. Leaving the prison, they decided to find him at the beginning. We return again to the cottage of the family. Nin Xiang biting her apple, she asked her sister whether she was seriously not looking for him. Having closed offendedly, Nin Se said that she did not matter even if he did not return. Nin Xiang sadly said this because Nin Shu and her father treated him badly. Suddenly, their communication was interrupted by the recently returned hero, Ning Se, and embarrassedly asked if he returned. After that, Nin Se immediately hid her joy from his mind. Hiding her joy and making a serious face, she asked why he returned. The hero calmly explained that he came to pick up things. While he passed her, she asked what this means. What the hero made it clear to the family does not need him. He explained his parish by the fact that he would take things and leave. He continued his words by the fact that he came for a divorce too. While he said, a smile did not get off his face. Nin Xiang immediately intervened in the conversation. She did not expect this from him. She wanted to soften the situations and began to awkwardly tell her that he did not mean it. With a decisive look, Nin Shu gave permission to divorce. While she was looking for a document, the hero talked with him about the fact that he would have remained if he was needed. After that, the hero noted the edge of his eyes that the old man came with his people. The old man immediately violently asked if the hero returned. Taking a stick, the old man intended to hit the hero on a grand scale. Nin Xiang wanted to stop her father, but she failed. The hero stopped his blow using only a couple of fingers, from which the stick scattered into pieces. Grabbing the old man by the throat, the hero explained that he had not beat him before only because of his wife. He added that he allowed him to maintain a reputation only because of her. And now he also asked not to run into. Immediately intervened Ning Se, Vela, to release her father to him. With a sigh of the hero with a degree of sadness, he said that she was never on his side. After these words, the hero, on a grand scale, let her father go. Holding onto his head, the old man ordered his people to grab him. Grabbing one of his people by the throat, the hero threw him directly to his partner, from which all of them fell on each other with force. Ninexia was struck by such a power of the hero. Gaia immediately approached Ninshu from behind, which she clearly did not expect. Then he quietly whispered in her ear that he was waiting for her in the registry office. Lastly, the hero again grabbing the hero by the throat, he now advised to behave peacefully. The hero at the end of his words added that otherwise he would kill him. This was very scared by the old man. The old man began to ask Fear what he was going to do. As soon as the hero headed towards the exit, Nin Yue called him. The hero did not even turn around and did not even say anything back. Nin Xiang sighed quietly from hopelessness. Nin Xiang sadly told her sister that they themselves forced him to leave. While Nin Saye looked at Nin Xiang, she quickly left the room. While the hero was going out of the house, his attention attracted something. He stopped and looking towards the tree, asked to go out to him. A female figure appeared behind a tree. It was Ki who noticed the observation of the hero, adding that it is not surprising that he escaped from the prison. Correcting the clothes, the hero asked if she was afraid to look for him alone. Having asked if he was thinking that she will kill him, laughing Kay, I said that he had a rather bad character. Approaching the hero, I said that he did not think that he would do this. Suddenly she handed him a photograph, claiming that this is the reason for the pop whom he would not kill her. What was in the photo immediately angered the hero. He violently asked what she was going to do. Leaving the photo, she explained that the address is on the back, adding that he needs to come at 8 o'clock in the evening. In the end, she quit that they never see if he could not come there. The decisive hero was left alone with his thoughts, while in the photo there was a bound Lin. Returning to his home, he by force closed the door behind him with anger. From surprise, Jale asked that he was doing. Throwing her a pill, he ordered him to eat him, having promised that after that she will help her become stronger. When she asked me to make sure, he explained more seriously, she will become stronger than now. With interest, Jale asked if it would definitely work out, after which the hero asked to trust him, leaving no questions in her head. Throwing a pill in her mouth, Jale said that if she dies, then he would end, after which the girl immediately realized that the hero was right. She was very surprised by this. While Jale gained more strength, the hero allowed the poisonous Scorpio. He asked him to immediately help gather people, by adding that tonight they will hang the headquarters of the ANI group. Meanwhile, in the headquarters of the apartment, AN, time was approaching 8. Director Yang, along with Kay, clicking the wine in anticipation of the hero. Suddenly, the director Jan asked today Qing will not come. Kia explained that Qing considers the hero to be his friend, and for the same reason he wants to apologize before him. After the words said, she continued to drink her beer enough. They entered the room, saying that they have and so many things, so why should they spend their time trifling? It was Kyra, along with the Golden Claw. She reported to them about the fact that Lin is stubborn and does not tell anything, to which the Golden Claw asked Kay if she was sure that the hero would come. Ki said that they mean something for the hero. Therefore, he must come. Getting up, Yang ordered them to kill him as soon as he appeared. Then he left them to visit Lin. While Yang left, the Golden Claw announced that Cage was already on the way. Kyra, along with the Golden Claw, began to talk about the power of the hero. Kari was interested in finding out how he coped with her poison. Lin was connected in one of the rooms. Opening her eyes, the girl noticed that someone came to her. She was alert from the fact that it was the director of Yang. Approaching Lin, he stated that his bodyguard now would not help her. He also noticed that she did not expect to see him. After which the director Yang began to climb to Lin again. He wanted to move away as best he could, but still I could not, due to what was connected. He grabbed her leg, which greatly surprised her. Lin, with fear of the coming, began to wave her head, but could not even make a sound. One of the beetles of the robots, Jale, went to the window of the Lin room. This work saw how Lin is tormented, unable to confront. After that, there was a loud explosion against the wall. Ian was very scared because he did not expect what could be interfered with. The hero, standing in the shade, praised Jalea for a good job. Jale confidently took her robot the beetle back. The hero's team was assembled and was ready for the upcoming battle. The Lin was watching this was very embarrassed by what came for her. As soon as the director of Jan saw the hero, he could not believe his eyes. The hero immediately attacked Yan. By directing his ki to him, the hero began to ask that, "You won't get into problems if you cross his path." Then the hero asked for what would happen if he was killed. With fear in his eyes, Jan stated that the hero would not dare to do this. Sounds were heard to the room in which the rest of the group sat. Turning around, Kyra asked what was happening there. Nevertheless, the Golden Claw decided to go check what is happening there. The hero stood over the director Yan, who was bleeding. Director Yang lay his head on the ground and already dead. Then the hero went to Lin and began to untie her hands. While the hero opened the tape who covered her mouth, he apologized that she had to endure it. Apologizing for the fact that he was late, they began to hug each other with joy. Crying, the girl said that this was not so. After all, the hero insulted Yang from her. Therefore, Lin, on the contrary, thanked him. They were interrupted by Jia Lei, who ordered them to stop cooing. Having warned that they will be here, Putting his hand on her shoulders, the hero asked to wait a little more. Having ordered the poisonous Scorpio to take care of her, the hero continued his way heading for other cultivators. The hero was already waiting for Karal with a golden claw. As soon as the hero appeared, Kyra asked him as he dared to come. The golden claw intervened with a serious look, asked if the hero of the director Jan killed. After that, Kyra's gaze fell on the dead Yana who was lying in his pool of blood. She immediately pushed away from the ground. Then she began to go towards the hero. She hit the hero with her feet, but the hero managed to substitute his hand to protect. But Kyra still smugly pulled away from the hero, having asked if he is to learn from his mistakes. Then she reminded of the poison. The hero assured her that he did not forget anything. Then he asked to see her down. As soon as she looked down, she saw the poison began to spread up her legs upstairs. With fear, Kyra, with anger, violently asked what he did. The hero with a calm face stated that it is strange to hear such questions from an expert in poisons. The poison began to spread throughout Kyra's body. When Kara was already lying on the ground, the hero joyfully announced that one was already over. Observing this situation, I understood that if she urgently does not call, she would be in danger. Then I climbed into my pockets behind the phone. Then I found that he was not there. Jia Lei, who was standing behind her, asked if she was looking for a phone in her hands. I irritably asked how she was able to steal him. I was confused, she asked when she managed. To which Jia Lei was pretty spinning her phone, with a smug grin. They were interrupted by the hero who asked her, "Where are the other groups of AN?" After that, the hero threw a claw defeated by gold at her feet. I was horrified by this and did not know what to do. Before leaving, the hero asked her to give her to the chef that he is now the main thing in the city, and if he wants to continue to go about their business, they should settle. As soon as the hero and his partners ended, they left the room joyful and with a sense of relief. Jia Lei calmly threw the phone the KE who came out behind them. I picked up my phone with a rhinestone, not forgetting to look around. 3 months later, people talked about someone's wedding. It turns out a new entrepreneur from their city today married. And this new entrepreneur was also our hero. People noted that he became the richest in their city in just 3 months. They also discussed the fact that he used to be married to Nin Sev, adding that her family despised him. While the crying Nin Shu passed them, they talked about the fact that probably the family of Xia is now regretting the deed. Employees lined up in a row to meet today's newlyweds. Immediately came a black limousine decorated with red bows. A confident hero came out of her holding a beach of flowers. Then he reached for the door of the limousine to open it, leaning and looking into the inside of the limousine with flowers. The hero apologized for making him wait, after which the hero extended his hand to the bride. Holding the hero by the hands of Lin said, "What? She is happy." After that, holding the hands of the hero went to live their best life together.